Hello everyone and welcome to Silkeborg in Denmark for the last time and the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. We're in central Denmark in the beautiful Lake District area of the country. Lots to see and do in and around the water. It's been a wonderful location for this championship, as has our venue, which is the Silkeborg Sports Centre just up from the river, built in 2007. All sorts of sports happen here, but for the last 10 days or so it's been all about the best women curlers in the world. This is the final game of the World Championship with the ultimate prize, the world title for 2019, and the two best teams will contest that title here, and they are Sweden and Switzerland. The Olympic champions were in the final last year in the Tironzoni rink in their first world final as this team, although Alina Pats has won it a couple of times before. It's going to be very, very exciting. The fans are in, the faces are painted, the bells are going to be ringing. I'm Alison Walker, and alongside me for live commentary on this final will be Sandra Rovak. We are really looking forward to this. The atmosphere is going to be electric. Two top women's teams. Here are the teams.
Third, Sarah McManus. And skip, Anna Hasselborg. Playing yellow stones and representing Switzerland, we have lead Melanie Barbizat. Second, Esther Nuenschwander. Third, and skip, Silvana Tirinzoni. And fourth, Alina Pats. Games will begin shortly. Practice slides may be taken.
Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game.
So there we have the lineups for this gold medal game. Two sets of players know each other very well indeed, wishing each other well for the game, and that is the World Championship trophy. That's what they're after. They want their names on that in 2019. So will it be Sweden or will it be Switzerland? They qualified Sweden top of the ranking, Switzerland in fourth position. And those were the top six that went through to the playoff stages. United States and Canada just missing out. And that's how it all panned out. Sweden finishing top, progressed to the semis where they defeated Japan. Switzerland had an extra qualification game to get to the semis and they beat China there, and then Korea to get to this gold medal game. Sweden against Switzerland. What a mouth-watering prospect. A repeat of the European final in 2018, which this team, Sweden, won. So how will it shape up for the World Championship final in 2019? That's the question I'm going to put to Sander. What do you think? What's your prediction looking ahead to this?
Well, I think Sweden will be slight favourites coming into it. One, because they beat this team out, the Europeans, in the final. They beat them in the round robin. They'll still also have the last stone advantage because they had the best win-loss record coming into this game. All those small things, I would say, give them they're slight favourites, but it's a final, anything can really happen.
The two skips there with their own thoughts ahead of the game. Anna looking very, very relaxed. He had her headphones on just a short time ago, getting into the zone, listening to some music. This is a big deal now for them both. Doesn't matter what you've won before, you want to win this. So Melanie Barbizat, the 27-year-old lead for Switzerland, gets us underway here. She's from Bern, plays out of Bern Curling Club, part of that European silver medal winning team last year. And it's her first real competitive year on this team. And really, they have pulled it together, considering they haven't been together that long, Sander. They've had quite a bit of success.
Yeah, bit of a shaky start to the week as well, but they've won 8 out of the 9 last games, so really on form, Switzerland.
Sophie Mabergs, 25. Just seems to be around forever. Only 25. 19 years curling. And she's had an exceptional week in the All-Star team.
I believe 3 of the Swedish girls on the All-Star team, only Agnes Knockenauer edged out by Galina Arsenkina. Well, Sweden's won 12 games straight, so they're going to be pretty confident coming into this. Also Olympic champions, of course, from Pyeongchang, reigning European champions. They're going to feel pretty good coming into this game.
And also in the final last year as well.
Yeah, it's the only piece missing to the puzzle.
And Anna Hasselborg, still very young, so long way to go in terms of her curling career. It's the same with the rest of the team, actually. He is just 25. This team could be at the top for a long, long time. And who will forget that moment in Pyeongchang in 2018 when they claimed the Olympic gold medal. It really was a wonderful occasion. There's the rules of play for the final. It's 8 ends minimum. We have a 38-minute thinking time as normal and that 1 60-second timeout. Esther Nunschwander, 35, from Zurich. 5 years with Tirenzoni. In the Olympic Games, they finished 7th last year.
Deras kom ner ganska mycket här. Okej.
Typ 12,5.
Yes. Ja.
Miss Knockenauer, 29 years old. And if you look at her bag with her list of medals and trophies going way back to the juniors. I don't know where she keeps them all. Silver in the Olympic Games in 2014 and gold in 2018.
Jag vill inte sluta sopa.
Bra sopat.
Vad sa du?
Jättefint
Jag
fart.
vill inte sluta
Bra.
sopa.
Nej, det är bra.
Det är bra.
Bra.
Härligt. Bort! Ja. Sicher bort. Wenn er bort ist. Sicher bort. Heck bort. Bort. Wow. Linie ist okay, aber... Wow, Meli, Dine. Meli, ja. Dine, Meli. Fest, Meli. Gut, gut. Gut, schön, gut.
10 öre.
Important to keep the shooter in the house here for Sweden. Never roll out. Going to leave Switzerland a chance to come around that centre guard. And this sounds just a bit tight for line from Knockenauer. And it does roll out, so mistake there.
Lite mer där än vad du gjorde igår. Du satte det på samma sätt som igår. Du har samma fart också.
That's a good feedback from the skip.
Tyckte även din 12 här nu. Kalla lite mer. Bra spel, Agnes. Det är bra.
Some constructive feedback on the throw.
And this is Silvana Tirenzoni, 39 years old now, skip for Team Switzerland. skipped that team to silver in the Europeans. And at the Olympics was a skip. And the team finished 7th. Has played in 3 World Championships before, but this is her first time as the skip.
Är det en Ali center bara? Nära här bara om det finns lite grepp.
Sarah McManus started curling when she was just 6 or 7 years old and has been curling ever since.
Nej, aldrig, 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 aldrig.
For a player for Sweden.
Aldrig i så fall. Nej, aldrig, aldrig, aldrig. 11-1.
This one running a bit straight for McManus.
Go, go, go.
Just enough to tickle that one out in the open.
11-0. Du sa att kanske för igår, de som kom till först i spår.
A couple of early mistakes from Sweden.
Exakt. Ja, precis.
Så hade det typ inte det.
Nej, exakt.
Ja, skifte glidis. Fara fel på oss! Super! Fri höger! Ja, skjut.
World Junior Champion in 1999, Tiranzoni.
It's the last time she's really medalled. Being a skip for so many years, I think the move down to 3rd serves her well, bringing Alina Petz in, a 2015 world champion, as a skip herself to throw the 4th stones. I think it's just a lethal combination. Tiranzoni.
But you always wonder about 2 skips together in a team, don't you?
Well, there's actually 3 skips on this Swiss team. The lead, Melanie Barbizat, actually a skip in her own right and skipped Switzerland at the World Juniors. But she's made that transition really well from skip to lead.
What's the key there to making that work? Because everybody's got such big personalities, haven't they, in terms of... How does that work?
Well, just putting your ego aside and trusting your
I said
teammates.
big personalities, not egos.
No, but I think for the Swiss it works really well. Petz and Tiranzoni both have skipped teams for many years, so they know exactly what they want from each other. And Barbizat, she's not going to chime in too much, just when it's needed.
Hits and sticks. As time has gone on, certainly Switzerland seem to be gelling better and better.
Yeah, I think there'll be a really strong team in the years to come, leading up to the next Olympic Games. I would think that's the plan for them.
And already you can see how they've progressed over the last year, 18 months or so. And Switzerland have had such success in the Worlds over the years.
Won 3 straight gold medals. 2014, 15, 16, 3 different teams even, which is very impressive. And of course, Alina Pet's one of them.
Yeah, there was a real purple period. Alina, 2015, gold. 2017, she was 8th, and gold in 2012 as an alternate. So lots of experience at this level. Addis, no doubt. Hitting slight roll. This is the 40th anniversary of the World Women's Championship. First played in 1979. And I think it was the Swiss that won then as well.
Fun fact for you there, Alison. Only ever time Switzerland and Sweden has played in both the European final and the World final was in 1979. And it was Gabi Casanova beating Birgitta Törn in both finals.
And where was it played?
Can't remember. You tell me.
I can't remember either.
Mycket tjack vi har.
Only testing you. I was in Perth,
Gillar ni
Scotland.
solarparadiesen?
I thought it was at home.
Ja, precis.
Headquarters of the World Curling Federation.
And the sport, the women's game
Tänkte att det
especially,
skulle
has
vara som
grown
en hård dragning.
incredibly since then.
Lätt och fint spår, va?
Of course, the sport now in the Olympic Games too. So
Ligger T-line på 14,3, 14,5.
Ja, 14,1.
Bit of pressure on Hasselborg early here. She made some mistakes in the semi-final as well early, but pulled together and outplayed Japan in the end.
Helt upp! Helt upp!
Now it's her teammates with a couple of mistakes, so she's gonna have to step up here.
Ingen träff
but
än
this is
det.
what they do.
Vilka kan ta?
Vänta, vi behöver mer kvar.
Take responsibility and try and make up for her team's mistake. That's a good shot, actually rolls away. It's shot stone, so Switzerland's gonna have to deal with it. That really opens up the scoring area for Sweden. They won't score two here, but they'll have a very good chance of scoring the single.
Ja, eller halv, så är det lite.
Switzerland will be quite happy to get the force here in the first end. That's why they put up that centre guard. They wanted to score on the board early. You don't want to let Sweden blank too many ends and make the game shorter. But you could see Sweden, they put up the corner as well. So both teams really wanting to play from the very start.
Hit some nose in towards that centre line and to the back of the 8-foot area.
Vad bra spår här. Gillar du det där? Ja. Har du?
Det är samma fina fart här också.
Sweden got the last on advantage, which they had to practice first. Ice is always a bit fresher. During first practice, it might be a bit keener. During the second practice, the upside though is the ice has been so consistent. You can pretty much throw the same speed for every session of the week, and you find the forfeit.
And Hasselborg's pre-delivery routine never really varies. Last stone of this first end then.
Bra linje.
Bra linje.
Helt er.
Bara er.
Kommer inte ha rygg, bara er.
Kalla nu.
And they seem pretty happy with
Vi
the
kommer inte ha
line
rygg.
Vi kommer ha rygg. Prata.
and the weight. Players always just watch it. Wandering in just in case. Into the middle. The 4-foot area. And it's first point to Sweden in this gold medal game. First end played, Sweden 1, Switzerland 0.
Första på tavlan, det sa du.
Ja, absolut. Gör vi det tajt?
Ja, aber jetzt habe ich mir jetzt ein bisschen
wirklich zwei Kanters.
Aber willst du
Der zweite ist noch ein bisschen schlimmer. Der zweite ist noch ein bisschen, einfach zuerst, zuerst einfach der Zweier. Ich finde es schon gut. Aber einfach, die gehen sicher viel früher als der Rest drin. Einfach zu viel zum Wischen also. Für dich zu schauen.
Machen wir einen Gonneguard.
Ich finde es gut, ja.
Und nachher, wenn sie Doppelguard macht, gehen wir einfach hinter 10 ins Zentrum.
Sonst gehen wir versuchen. Hast du auch gegen außen eingespielt? Da oben?
Ja, gegen so gespielt.
Okay, weil ich habe hier eingespielt auf der Centerline gegen außen. Ich würde einfach auf die interne Seite gehen. Das ist gut, ist gut. Ist mir nicht
würde, ja.
Ist gut.
And there we go after the first end played of this gold medal game. 1-0 to Sweden. And Lots of chat amongst Team Switzerland just at the end of that end, Sander, and pointing to Melanie Barbazat's wrist. What was going on there?
Didn't quite see, but I would imagine they've been writing down the stones they're playing with on her wrist. So before the game, they would be able to choose stones from all the sheets in the competition. Sweden got color, so they went for the red rocks, but Switzerland could use any yellow stone in the field. And they would try and match them. I think the chat there was just about the stones, really. If a certain rock was curling a bit more, running a bit straighter.
They all seem to be in agreement anyway.
Also seemed like a little bit of a tactical discussion as well, but that's just normal. That's the kind of things you talk about between ends.
And would, bearing in mind these two played in the European final, would Switzerland take another look at that in the lead up to this? Not much time to do it, I suppose, but they'll have done a review of that anyway, presumably after the final in November. But having played them in a final, is that relevant? Would they analyse that, see what they did wrong, what they could do differently?
Yeah, I think they'll probably look back to, that's a coach's job really. If there's anything they did wrong during that game, they might analyse. There's always a debriefing after games. It's hard to do after a final because you're so devastated, but maybe a couple of weeks later you might look back. At this level, there's not a lot of tactical errors. It's quite often the shot making and just making the right shots at the right time.
Well, she made the shot at the right time there. It's Sofia Mabergs. Beautifully placed. You always say try and find your opponent's weaknesses and capitalise on that, but Sweden don't really have any weaknesses, do they? If they're on song, everything about their game is good.
Yeah, it's tough to find. I mean, they lost a couple of finals, so people are starting to think if they buckled a bit under the pressure. But of course, then they won the Olympic final and the European final this season, so seems like that problem is solved.
And they are the ones to beat for everybody now.
Yeah, it makes it even harder because you have a target on your back. Everyone wants to play their best against you. Everyone wants to try and beat you. And
everyone raises their game.
Exactly.
You see the Olympic rings there on Agnes Knockenhauer's just under her wrist.
Ingen döds på den här linjen. Ja, gå. Mer. Härligt, snyggt.
Another one into the forefoot, nicely done.
Try and run this guard back here. Catches stone top four. Runs a right pass and also shooter rolls away, out of play.
Vad tror du? Samma is som förra eller? Lite mindre? Jag tror lite mindre. Ja, det gillar jag också.
Ligger hög haka då.
Ja. Håll ute lite. Nej, bra linje.
Bra fart, hake.
Bra linje. Hake. Perfekt linje, mitt i linan.
Kort hake.
Bara sitta tror jag.
Hake.
Tung rent, ligger bra.
Hake. Lite längre.
Bra linje.
Nej, det är fin fart, Anna. Var med Fia nästan.
Japp.
Jag glider lite.
Härligt. Grymt.
Bra. Härligt.
Center line guard back
Fina
up.
stenar, jättefint par.
Härligt lirat.
Grymt par.
Fina stenar. Jag måste se.
This time,
Oh, unlucky. picks out their own. That's not the big issue. That was almost causing them more problems than help, but leaves the shooter as a center guard and leaves 2 reds in behind.
Stone's going some, isn't it? Trying to keep up with it.
It's not always easy when they throw it the hardest.
Bra linje. Ja, 12-8. Försiktigt där. Massa plats.
Sarah McManus.
Nej, aldrig. Det är väldigt, kan vi dra den andra? Den är jämn höjd.
And again, all that communication
Nej, bara Eka.
going on between the 4 players in different parts of the ice.
En halv sten upp. Ingenting va?
Mistake there by McManus.
Helt okej det där ändå. Det är bra.
Leaves a double for Switzerland to open up the front.
Så, bli weniger. Normaal.
Here's the Swiss bench. And the national coach, Manuela Netzer. Must be delighted with the team's performance this week into this final.
Played a couple of World Championships herself, and it's Miriam Ott's alternate at the Olympic Games in 06 when they lost the final.
Terzoni aiming for this double here, those 2 red stones. What's the line like?
Ends up over curl and gets the other double and actually sits on the corner on the right hand side. Not a bad plan B.
Yeah, we've talked about the plan Bs. You can see by the line here and the angle it hit that one on. She's saying, I got lucky there, Alina. Did I? Maybe not.
Kan vi frysa egen och ligga 2?
Ja, precis. Jag tror vi gör den. Ja. Det här är marginalen. Ja. Mycket snack då.
Ja, det tror jag.
Bra linje.
Seconds over Sarah McManus.
Okej, linje.
Ligger frys.
Var med den.
Frys.
Switzerland with the hammer in this end,
Full 8.
trying to get something going.
Nej. Var med. Nej.
Nästa. Bite 4. Bite 4.
Ja.
Full 4.
Ja. Ja. Go.
Ja, härligt. Bra så. Perfekt, Sara.
Real nice.
Bra skipparna.
Gets to the inside of the yellow. Very hard for Switzerland to use that to promote it on the shot stone.
Succes daar, Meli. Nee, also, mijn zoon.
Ja, men kan doen.
Wayne Madon, coach for Team Sweden from Canada. Quite a bit in this time.
Sehr gut, dan habe ich nachher Platz zum Hinteren legen.
Alternate and also Pia Lindholm. So lots of experience.
Yeah, it's 6 gold medals on the bench for Sweden, 3 for Medå and 3 for Lindholm. It's a bit of a powerhouse of a coach bench. So Wayne Medå, Canadian, but yeah, it was Maria Prytz, played 4th for Sweden at the Sochi Games, silver medalist, stepped down from coaching with Team Silkeborg, tried to figure out who they wanted as a coach. I think they brought Wayne Medå on for one of the Grand Slam tournaments in Canada, and it was just a fit from the start.
Yep, definitely seems to have given them a new perspective. Just the little things, isn't it, that somebody with a pair of fresh eyes can bring to the table. So we're on to the last stone of Terzoni.
Tried to run this one back, but just a bit high for line. Opens it up though.
Interestingly, Sweden's alternate played in the Youth Olympic Games in 2012.
Jag kan gilla det.
So
Känns
the
lite onaturligt.
youngsters coming through the ranks and giving the experience.
Så här, det går ju rakt.
Jag tror en 10,5 så.
Ja,
Gillar
jag
du
kan
det?
tänka mig en 10,5 mot 10,3.
Ja, gillar du den isen då eller vill du ha mindre?
Jo, jag gillar det här, Anna. 10,5 mot 10,3.
Ja.
Bara chappen.
Gillar den isen?
Träffa lite åt någon sida.
Ja, mer åt den vänster.
Bara vicka lite på sidan.
Ja, precis. Det är lite typ 7/8 ungefär.
Cleans that stone voraciously. And the ice,
Ja,
her
gillar den
slider.
isen? Jag tänker mig ändå en ganska lugn och försiktig outen.
Ja.
Ren, nära.
So the first stones, the skip stones in this second end.
Gå, Sofia! Gå!
It's not bad, is it?
Härligt. Grymt härligt.
The crowd enjoying that one. Only 3 Swedish stones left.
Okej, nachher was macht sie? Eine Guard. Ja, also, wird schnell wird.
Ja, så sind wir auch kurz. Ich gebe dir recht. Ja.
Machen wir det.
Ja.
Clearing lane.
Gut.
Druk het op. Kom clearing lane. Goed.
Expect 2 of them to go here, Sander.
Yep. Playing peel weight. Just throw pretty hard here. It's a pretty easy double to lose your shooter, but it seemed like they were trying to catch us thick enough to maybe stick around. Catch it too thick, the top red's not going to go, but we'll still open it up. We'll make the double and roll out.
Wasn't too far away.
It's pretty tough to stick the shooter in the rings there. Only off by a few inches.
Vill vi ha den in eller? Vad sa du?
Looks like she expected to get that from her reaction.
I can see the red stone just barely gets out the side door.
First priority was getting rid of the 2 reds.
Mitt på linan då.
Ja.
Tyckte jag
All the
såg
action going on in this single sheet. All the focus.
Väldigt rätt fint spår, va?
Good crowd inside the Silkeborg Sports Centre watching this final.
Kan vi hålla i den lite?
Okej.
Ganska addad.
Gärna hålla i den.
Ganska addad.
Håll i den om det går.
Linjen är bra.
Håll i den om det går.
Okej.
Kolla upp.
Bra linje.
Linjen är helt lugn.
Perfekt
Nästan
linje.
drar
We'll
den.
get another one in here.
Jag tycker dra. Ja!
Japp. Wow.
Ja!
Okej.
Wow, wow.
Ligger bra.
Nej,
Ligger
nej,
bra.
nej,
And
sitt,
they're guarding it.
Bra.
Härligt.
Yeah, come into the rings. You might leave a double for the blank. Throw the guard. You're definitely forcing Switzerland. Still a brave call. If you ever over curl by a few inches, Alina Pets can peel that stone out and get the blank. Some teams might just draw the open house here, lie 2, leave the nose hit, but Sweden taking their chances here. It's a pretty good shot stone there that Alina Pets needs to outdraw.
Last stone of the second end. Here's the hog-to-hog timing. Give us a guide as to where it's going to finish.
Pretty big sweep here. Turnsoni coming out to help. Pretty close.
Good sweeping. And nicely done. Restricted to 1 though. The same tactic as Switzerland used on Sweden in the first end. Just making absolutely sure that's in to be shot stone, and they do.
gerade vorstellen. Was meinen Sie? Also ich persönlich würde noch mal auswählen. Will ich komma upp här? Bisschen knapp. Sorry, Bert. Richtung gerade nicht. Nein, wäre gut. Nein, gut. 2, 3. Bis 3. Ein bisschen näher, wenn es geht. Ja. 2. Best.
Third end.
3. Best.
1-1 in this gold medal game.
Komm. Gut so. Gut.
Switzerland get us back underway. Cowbells going, cheering the team on.
Gut, Melli.
Now the team really at this stage giving too much away, as you would expect.
Gärna låt den greppa lite. Den försöker nu. Fight 4. Den går nu. Ditt grepp där. Grepp Sara. Grepp Agnes. Gå, gå, gå. Gå, gå, gå. Fullvis. Gå, 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 gå.
Sweden go on to the centre line in the house.
Härligt Fia. Grymt.
Kanske rundningsfråga. Ja.
That wasn't the plan, was it?
No. Wanted to come after that red.
Någonstans däremellan. Ja, gillar det.
Chance for Sweden to sit too early.
3,5. Japp. Japp. 10,5. Japp.
Sophia Marburg's can now go for that yellow
Ligger
on the
bra.
right-hand side.
Japp. Håll på köp. Håll på köp. Gå, 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 gå. Härligt Fia.
Hits and sticks.
10,6. Härligt Fia. 10,6. Härligt. Bra Fia.
Nein, super. Zelf. Warte.
Sanno. Goed, warten.
Achtung. Zip. Zip. Yep.
Zip.
Kom. Fest. Fest, Melli. Kom. Fest. Go, 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 go. Okay. Ja, dat zegt goed. Goed speel.
And just trading hits on that outside stone there.
Ja, där kan. Ja. Ren. Japp. Bra fart. Wow. Wow. Rent. 10,7. Rent. Ja. 10,7. Ja. Ja. Rent. Ja. Ja. Gå, gå. Hårt. Hårt. 11,0. Bra sak. Det är bra.
Gets a bit of a roll.
Det är bra.
Yeah, it was a bit too far. It was hard not to leave a double for Switzerland there. And this is pretty natural for Esther Neunschwander.
And away they both go. Nicely done. Straight away, Anna Hasselborg targets that yellow Swiss stone. And gets the roll as well.
Very nice. Goes a tad too far, but showing half a rock on the outside. It's a lot better than showing half a rock on the center line side of it. It's much harder to chase. And less to roll to as well. If we catch this high side, there's only a couple of feet left of the rings.
So down this side of the sheet for Tiranzoni of Switzerland. And rolling out.
I think you'll see Sweden peel the center guard now.
Gillar ni runt? Allt är fint att klippa. Jag tror jag gillar runt. Jag gillar runt, ja. Jag med. Gillar utifrån. Det går bra här ute också, tänker jag.
Not too defensive here.
Jag tror att vi hittar isen bättre inifrån. Det spelar ingen roll om vi
Considered
lämnar ut.
peeling the guard. That way they get their blank and control the even ends, but Sweden's quite happy to go for it.
Jag tror samma fart som du har lirat som bägge med två hitåt.
Take their chances. If that was a center guard on the center line, you might see them peel it, but it's a little bit off, so they can probably afford to try and play around it. If it doesn't go well, the button should still be open for the single. That's also why they're coming on the outside. Just trying to stay away from the center line a bit. Leave room for the score. But this looks pretty heavy from McManus. Wow.
An uncharacteristic mistake from her. All the way out.
Yeah, maybe thinking it was going to be a bit slower coming further out and outside the button draw path. But it's quite uniform, the speeds. All of a sudden, Switzerland with the chance to come around the guard. Pretty easy to regret not peeling that guard now for Sweden in hindsight.
Second zone for Tiranzoni. A window of opportunity here for Switzerland. Coming round now. That's not bad.
Eller vill du hellre vicka dit? Bestäm du. Jag tycker det ser bra ut för vicken. Chapp är ju också bra.
Jag tänker på vad min träffade på en 11,5. Jag hade väl haft mindre, men det får jag väl.
Jag tyckte att du satte din då?
Ganska precis.
Agnes är inne på mindre. Ja.
Jag tänkte en 11,5. Den var ganska försiktig också.
Jag gillar det här på hack.
Det är bra.
Just asking for a bit less ice. And also resetting, just going through the pre-shot routine again.
Rent. 11,8. Rent. Ja! Ja! Stark! Ja! Rent. Inte mycket. Looking
to see if they can get to the inside at all here. Try and stay buried. That was pretty hard to do, though.
I don't think we could see much of it, really, in terms of the roll.
The other option there was to make the long roll away from the guard, take the play away.
You'd have to get right on the left-hand side of that second yellow there.
Didn't have that much room in the guard. Have to play it a lot softer to get to the inside.
Kom her sånn. Ja, bli med nok litt. Nei, det er 2.
She gets the slight roll again, almost in the same position, just a bit further out than the 4-foot big smile from Alina Pats. Out the other side this time, Sander.
Yeah, and again, just it's much better showing a piece on the outside than the center line side. It's tougher to follow.
Kanske lite lösare än 12. Jag spelar bara fart igenom.
Bigger chance you roll out.
Jag tror jag gillar isen ändå, Anna. Jag tror det också. Spela som en hård dragning bara. Ja.
Bra fart ute, så att det på riktigt.
Ja. Gillar ni den isen på att bara spela en hackning?
Ja, jag gillar det.
Ja. Mycket köpt jag har. Ja.
Ben! Ja! Rycker igenom!
Wow!
Bra fart!
Nära!
Ben!
Ja!
Rycker igenom!
Ja! Hårt!
Nej, ja!
Is it close to this guard, do you think?
Yes.
Okej, bra fart, Anna.
Ja.
That is unfortunate. Also pushes that guard onto the center line. Switzerland with a chance to
Bra spel, Anna.
put a rock in play.
Det är bara att de där lite
Take the button draw away.
Stille wird sicher nicht weniger geben.
Nicht weniger.
Nein, weil Edge langt eigentlich.
Ja, ja, ist gut.
Also,
Aber findest du gut?
ich finde es gut, ja.
Okay, dann finde ich es auch gut. Ja. Bis ganz 4 Fuß haben wir gesagt, das ist immer noch wieder oben. Ja, dann ist genau auf der Tief. Ja.
Kann ich so kommen wie der vorige
Ja,
Gabel?
ja, ja. 4-0. Ist nicht langsamer da oder so. Nein.
Also 90 ist schon noch gut, aber 4-0 ist vorne 4. Ja. Vorne 4. Alles bei euch.
Denke ich gut.
Alles sauber. Oh, in dem Fall dann genau. Bitte.
So Switzerland applying the pressure
Weg schnell, oder?
in this end.
Wie lange?
This is their final stone.
Auf der Tief.
Sollen wir ihn hindern?
Nein, auf der Tief.
Nein,
Looks a bit wide at the moment.
Gleiche Höhe.
Weil wir gerade vorne 4.
Gleiche Höhe, ja. Höhe, super. Zieh. Ja.
Get these two level.
So. Schön. Gut.
Shouldn't be too hard for Sweden to score here. That rock stays fully in the open. No set would do.
10-7. Rakt och fint här, va? Och lätt. Ja, 10-7, 11.
It's all about the ones, though, isn't it? One's all the way so far. And Sweden trying to get their one here. Sweden last on of this third end.
Red bara. Mycket fart.
Wow!
Two Swiss counters
Wow! Rör inte!
in the house.
Rör inte!
And she has this hit,
Bra. Snyggt.
which she makes. No problem at all. Hits and sticks for that single point. There we go, Sweden 2, Switzerland 1 after 3.
Jag tror ändå att den här handen kvalar lite för att, alltså för att när Sara spelade den som blev igenom, då hade jag is här. Och den var ändå, kom ändå hit. Ja, exakt. Jag gillade verkligen när jag spelade min, den här sista, eller min första. Jag tänkte att den var bra. Curlade jag också. Lite mer liksom.
Känns ungefär samma som försiktigt.
Hake nära. Går jättefint. Hake nära.
Welcome back to our live coverage at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019 inside the Silkeborg Sports Centre in Silkeborg in Denmark. We've been here for the last 10 days or so, seen some fantastic curling, and it's all come down to this. This is the gold medal game between the two best teams on their way through to this final. Sweden against Switzerland. Alison Walker and Sandra Rovag bringing you live commentary. Hope you're enjoying the action so far. It's all about the ones. Neither team giving too much away or giving too much opportunity to the other, as you would expect with these two. Switzerland now with the hammer, the last stone advantage in this fourth end.
Jättefin linje. Bra fart. Ha plats just nu.
Let's give you some stats for the players for the tournament. Sofia Maberg's really good. These players have been building up to this, so they're in the final. You would expect them to be playing well, which they are. So we're heading for the centre line.
Bra sträck. Hackspiss kvar. Hackspiss kvar här. Ja. Ich finde es einfach ein Minimum Eis.
Findet ihr das Eis so gut?
Ich finde es gut, da läuft es geräter als auf der anderen Seite.
Nein, geht. Für Bord finde ich es auch gut. Ja, das geht. Ist gut.
Melanie Marpezat. Very good as well, 86%.
Gut.
Sehr, sehr. Oh, länger, ist länger. Oh. Ist länger. Oh, weg schnell.
Esther.
Ja. Ja, oh, Esther, du musst näher kommen.
Yeah, tied for second with Sophie Sinclair, just behind Sofia Måbergs throughout the round robin.
Schön, Meli, super.
And that's a nice little hit and roll to the wing. Takes Sweden away from the centre line. So always put that corner guard up. Try and lure your opponent away from the centre of the sheet. And when you've opened up that 8 foot, you come around the corner.
Låt det jobba bara. Ligger på chatt. Perfekt satt, Agnes. Bra, Agan. Bra där. Bra.
Oh, noch.
Gut aus. Mega gut.
Ja.
That's now Nunschwander, 82%. Second player, Team Switzerland. All in the 80s so far. There's one sweeper on it at the moment. Through there. Curl it into position behind this other yellow.
You can see when Knockenauer didn't make the roll back, it was possible for Switzerland to get shots thrown in behind the corner. And that's the whole tactic. That's the classic approach. Cannot see much of the stone, but we'll chase it with very soft weight. And the tolerance here always to clip the corner guard, and you can roll the shooter onto the center line, maybe even in the rings. You need to hit something.
Good view of the line here from behind the sweepers. Between those two stones towards that yellow, it's going to make it past. Wow. Yes, it does.
Fantastic shot.
And the roll, look at that.
Fantastic line call, fantastic sweeping, all in all. Great team shot from Sweden.
Look how close it was, Sander. My goodness. Is that the closest we've seen so far? I know we keep saying that. And the roll as well. So same line, but closer to the center guard. Just sitting and sticking. Yep, that was close too. Good instructions from the Swiss. Kip. Sweden get a bit of a roll. You can still see plenty of it.
Okay.
Siehst du zu genug zum Wickeln mit Heck?
Nein, sehe nicht genug. Wenn wir nur
Hin 8.
Ja, finde ich gut. Hinten 8 ist gut. Ja.
Okay.
Both teams just so good at those soft weight takeouts.
They make them look really easy, don't they?
And it's not at all.
Für hinten 8. 75 finde ich gut. Ja.
So it's almost impossible to get buried enough because the teams are so good in chasing them, and that's why we get this little cat and mouse game all the time, just trying to roll behind the guard. And it's almost impossible to make a perfect roll.
Great view of the stone heading down the ice. Same line.
Not a lot of weight there. Sweden still shot stone.
Vi ligger ett i bara.
Ja. Är det full vit eller lite mer?
Jag tycker bra skott, det känns nice. Bite 4.
Ja. Jag var lite ut på min så vi tog lite t-shirt.
No need to chase that yellow for Sweden. They'll come around the center guard now. Lie 2.
Manus, 86%. Third position
Perfekt linje.
for the whole tournament.
Perfekt linje.
8.
Grym linje.
8-4. Bra
Gå, gå,
fart.
gå. Grym linje. Gå, gå, gå.
Bra fart.
Gå, gå, gå.
Bite 4.
Okej. Perfekt linje.
Fia.
Perfekt linje.
Full 4.
15 1. Nej, ingen Fia. Japp,
Fia,
japp,
Fia
japp,
något.
japp, japp.
Coming round now. Nicely done.
Härligt.
Härligt. Det är bra. Snyggt. Härligt. Bra.
Bra, grymt. Bra koll.
15 då.
Bra. Gud vad den kom mycket. Jag var rädd att den skulle komma ut där. Härligt. Grym fart.
Bra.
Så. Hej. Så, skott.
Ja.
So Sweden counting 2. Clearing the guard.
Okej, squirtle. Jag gillar det där. Där har du Anna. Du har ett skräp under
Doesn't
din fot.
necessarily make those run backs all the time. Silvana Tirinzoni playing skip for so many years. It's more the draw play, her strength, but also those soft weight shots, hit and rolls, kind of shots we've been seeing so far in the end.
Se till att hålla rent bara om skräpet under Annas
Ja, det
fotlossnader
var
längs
inget skräp här
vägen.
nu.
Så mitt på lina lite åt mitt håll.
Ja, det är verkligen viktigt att vara över. Nej, ni borde kunna jobba. Och bara ni tar det lugnt i början. Ställ upp på samma sätt. Tror vi kan ha lite mindre. Där.
Starting to look a bit similar to the second end. Sweden guarding a shot in the top four.
Bra linje.
2 ends ago, Alina Pets had to draw full forfeit for the single.
Över linan tjejer. Byt.
This time Sweden line 2 though.
Kort hake, hake.
And still a couple of shots left to play.
Perfekt linje. Var med den.
Hake där, hake.
Japp. Räcker.
You know exactly the line for this guard and
Härligt.
find a good spot for it.
Bra, fart tjejer.
Maybe overcurls a tad, so
Bra.
Alina Pets looking to come around, tap that shot stone back.
Wie lang, Patsy?
Hinter 8.
Ja. Also Shooter hing 8.
Ja.
Gut.
Das ist Minimum.
Ich denke es, aber ich denke, wir müssen das Minimum nehmen.
Ist das Minimum, Silvana?
Så 90.
Alina Pats, interestingly, 77% for the tournament. Lower than everybody else.
Ester! Schimmer
We'll see a bit later on what our stat is for this game, because really this game is the only one that matters now.
Hard! 60 und gut muss noch ein bisschen. Komm. Go! Hard!
Just enough to tap it out of the 8 foot. Might bring that yellow on the left into play. If Sweden never leaves a double on the reds.
Bara se till att vi håller den på den sidan. Men vi måste ju gömma insida. Ja, jag gillar det. Gillar du den där isen? Samma sätt precis som på träningen, va?
Ja, absolut.
Also wenn sie nasse kommt, dann können wir auch nicht. Das ist grosses Risiko.
Bara vicka till linan då.
Vi vill ju vika perfekt, men dubbel känns enklare om vi tappar än om vi vikar långt.
Ja, det är sant för sig.
Är du med? Alltså, så här,
Ja.
vi ska ju vika perfekt, men hellre vika lite långt om vi får göra en jättetunn dubbel
Ja,
här.
det är sant. Säg det. Du.
Sara, dubben där är enklare än den dubben, så marginalvika lite längre. Om vi inte är helgämn.
Ja.
Knockenauer saying probably better rolling just a tad too far. That will leave a much tougher double than the nose hit.
So this is your least worst scenario again in terms of the roll.
I always think tolerance, but
Det är mycket fart.
A lot of extra weight on this from Hasselborg. And it's not even going to get to nose. It's going to be high side and roll out. But still not easy to chase the Swedish shot stone for the two. This shot might be even a little tougher than a double that could have been left.
Kommen so hinten 12 bis Backline. Der ist ein bisschen schneller vorhin, gell?
So you're having to navigate past the center guard and then past your own yellow. It's a little bit snug, but we've seen them be pretty accurate with this type of shot so far in the game. Gotta be careful though, you don't want to over curl catch your own yellow. Definitely not throw too much weight.
So last one for Alina Patz and Switzerland.
Hanging on that center guard.
Asking Esther to sweep only.
Just trying to carve it over.
Is it through? Yes, it's through, but how's the weight?
Wow, really well played by Alina Petz.
Yeah, good judgment there in terms of the sweepers as well. Swiss bells are ringing. Another end completed. Here it comes through the port. Catches that red into position. And they're happy with that.
Ja, aber ich kann ihn wirklich, ich bin ein bisschen breit sliden und habe ihn nachher so rollen.
Alle, wir haben unsere zwei.
High fives all round. We have our first two of the game. It's to Switzerland. 3-2.
Jetzt könnt ihr euch vorstellen, dass sie vielleicht vorne macht. Ja, okay. Wenn sie hinten geht. Vorher ist es gut, ne? Ja, also am liebsten so. Also wenn ich könnte wählen. Ja, einfach.
Jag tror att det är mycket hennes sättning också. Ja, men hon får ju mycket curl i sin liksom sättning.
Ja,
alltså den curlar ganska direkt.
Men
liksom.
hennes här, alltså om ni hade väntat på curlen på min, där så hade den curlat lika mycket.
Linja ist super. Wir sind fast im Wasser. Sehr schön, Meli.
Here are the numbers for you in this gold medal game between Sweden and Switzerland. Which one will take the 2019 world title? Well, who knows at this stage? 3-2 to the Swiss right now, going into this fifth end. So Sweden's chance to try and build something here. Can they bounce back here with the two themselves?
Rally.
Wenn das Maxis ist ja.
Innen knapp. Ja. Fünf Fuß.
Mit 4 Fuß sein.
Fünf, wenn ihr wollt.
Und mega weit raus.
Wechseln. Ui, sorry.
Little slip there from Alina Patz.
Linie ist recht gut. Ist nur 12, hä? Okay.
Voll durch!
Jetzt komm.
Mach's auch.
Voll durch!
Skip coming out to do a bit of sweeping as well.
Jetzt immer noch. Gut.
Ja, det är det. Ja, du.
linje. 8. Okej, plattis nu. 8.
Sweden does have the best last stone efficiency of all the teams in the round robin. 59% of the time they will score 2 or more with last stone.
4. Japp, Agnes. Upp lite.
So just over half, really.
Den curlar mycket, det är bara
Japp.
gå. Gå. Räcker. Bra. Härligt.
Switzerland only at 39%. And but they've scored a 2 already in this one.
So many other variables come into play with that.
Ja.
This is a final in itself.
Ja. Vind je goed?
Ja. Blijft het zo weer met Katniss, hè? Ja. Nu ruiger.
Pretty aggressive start to this fifth end. This is when teams might start to position themselves with last stone for the even ends.
Ik vind een langer hierna.
Switzerland be really happy to force Sweden to take a single.
Hierna, ik vind het
You can
zo.
see Sweden being one down. They're
Hij is slechter als de rood. Ja.
pretty intent on scoring a 2 or maybe a 3.
Not so sure about this one here for Switzerland. It's gone all the way through.
Femtedel.
Ja. Bara spela sådär då.
Ja.
Och vilka corner?
Ja. Vilken fart?
Jag tänker en 7.
Ja.
Får det gå rakt här då?
Så lite till höger om tappar.
Ja. Ta raga.
Be the perfect setup for Sweden here. If Knockenauer can run this guard back, catch the stone in the house, roll the shooter away,
Nej.
only leave that corner guard, the red stone, on the wing. Just a bit high for line.
Oj. Bra. Det är bra, Agan. Det är bra, Agan. Ja, sorry.
Switzerland not liking that corner guard. It's causing them trouble, so they're going to peel it. Even though that allows Sweden to hit and lie too so early in the end. This one just hanging around.
Yeah, can still play a part.
Gillar du att spela samma hand som du lirade här? Den var 11-3. Gillar samma.
Här har du.
So you can hit and lie too, but
Ta lite under spela
very
11-0.
early in the end. Pretty hard to keep
Ja.
the deuce in play for that long. Either you roll out or you leave a double for Switzerland.
Rent. Rent. Ja. 11-3. Wow. 11-3. Bara rent. Bara rent. Rent.
Vänta.
Var med den.
Sometimes it works.
Wow.
Worst case scenario for Sweden, they get to blank the end. They get the last stone for the sixth end. It's a very nice roll. No double at the moment for Switzerland. So they'll try and hit this red stone, try and roll over, try and group the reds.
Those two stones well separated.
Mitt i vecka. Dat is lang, het koud als iets. Lap zo, ja.
The left-hand side of this stone and get the roll.
Good. Turn till Rana. Good.
Chappen här, var den typ 10,5, 10-0?
10,5.
Ja, spela så samma.
10-0 var det.
10-0.
Okej, 10,5 tror jag är lugnt.
Ja.
Wanted to roll a bit farther to maybe get a better angle for the double, but if Sweden doesn't roll back, let's say they hit this on the beak, on the nose, those reds are already a lot closer to each other.
Nej! Nej!
Ganska mjuk och fin.
Nej, ni kan
This
inte!
is a patience game for both the teams, really.
Well, they certainly both know how to play that type of game anyway, don't they?
Oh, is this one going to hang around?
Härligt.
It does. Just in time.
Anna, är det för mycket ut den där eller?
Vi snart møtt. Takk snaller nå, Smini.
So it might be a double on here, but if you ever play it, you don't make it. That stone is so far out in the wing. Sweden can throw their next one on the complete opposite side of the rings. You'll never get a double. So again, just staying patient, hitting the widest rock, try and roll towards the center, and again, just try and group them. They will run pretty straight down the spot. Taking ice just in the middle of the rock, expecting this to maybe only curl an inch.
How's the line?
Actually got a bit of curl there, but that's a perfect roll by Tirenzoni. Could not have rolled any farther.
Lite där, okej? Spela samma fart.
Ja.
Jag har mindre is nu.
So far, Sweden able to keep the two in play.
Ren. Bra fart. Ren.
Still another 3 stones left for the Swedes.
Ja, ligger bra. Ligger bra. Rent tjejer, ta det lugnt, ta det lugnt, ta det lugnt. Rent bara. Perfekt. Härligt Sara. Grymt.
Remember net short. Ja, klap schon. Gut. Geht er überhaupt? Kannst du mal schauen? Ah ja, also geht auf jeden Fall.
Looking at the double Tirenzoni, I'm not sure if that was the call.
Okay, kan naar voren dran rollen, is goed.
Så, Leber.
Ja.
Sanna håll.
They're going to wait one more time. Try and make the head and roll off the high rock here. They can try and roll in front. The red stone in the back.
Sanna håll. Ja, precis.
Yep.
Ja.
See Switzerland always play the hits coming from the inside out. Doing that consistently all week. This is a very nice roll by Alina Pets. Real nice. The way that sits, Sweden is not able to roll back to the same spot. We're going to have to roll to the left. It's just like walking on eggshells for Sweden.
Ja. Våga spela den farten liksom.
Quite an area till the stone is delivered, and you hear the communication of all the players, all 4 of them.
Nej. Ingenting. Låt, nej, håll höjden. Bra, härligt.
Pretty perfect roll. It's a double, but it's pretty hard.
Grymt, bra.
Härligt, Anna.
Bra.
This looks easy, this end, but the hit and rolls made by both teams here, they are so good. They just equalize each other. It's quite rare. You'll see this being kept up for so long without a mistake from either team. And now,
It's precision stuff, isn't it? It
yeah,
really
it's
is.
surgical. And now Alina Pets, the first and only chance to get the double here and kill the deuce.
It's not an easy one. Let's see what happens.
Just over curls. Tirenzoni tried to switch up the call there, get the roll on top, but it's just too late.
Samma is med
I can't believe it. Sweden's going to draw for 2.
Well, that is the outcome in the end. After all that stone placement, great rolling.
I think on average,
Just been shot stone there.
on average teams aren't able to keep 2 in play like Sweden have anywhere close to this many stones. It's a pretty straightforward draw for the 2 as well.
Yep, she'll take this all day. Well, Anna Hasselborg, master of the 5th end.
Samma linje. Gå väldigt rakt. Vart är vi? Fin linje, curla väldigt lugnt.
You don't have to look at the rock, just look at the sweepers. They're not panicked, and they're just keeping the brushes down lightly. You know it's good.
Yep, the crowd clapping them in to the yellow area. Great applause from the Swedish supporters, and it'll be a happy bench that pops down to see the players for the half-time break. So after 5 ends in this gold medal game, still very, very close. Sweden 4, Switzerland 3.
Second end, Alina Pets forced to draw full forfeit for the single.
But that was a good...
Huge sweep by Barbesat Neunschwander. Even Turnsoni joins in to bring it all the way in for the single and tie the game. In the third, Anna Hasselborg left with this nose hit to score. Hanging high, but just makes the move in time. Score of 1 on the board for Sweden. The fourth, Switzerland with the game's first chance of scoring a deuce. Lena Pets having to navigate past the center guard and then past her own onto the red, sit in time to score the 2. Beautiful shot by Pets. With that score of 2 by Sweden, it's a 4-3 game.
But both Esther and so Turnsoni feels almost no handle, right? So they're always going to curve. So, but I think we got to. We don't. Yeah, watch our rocks. You got it. Yeah. So we watch our rocks. We learn from ours. But you're calling a great game, playing a great game. So. I think you got a good plan. You know the afternoon.
Yeah, I like the draw weight. So yes.
Und ganz aussen haben wir beim Einspielen gespielt, im 12 Fuß aussen. Schon 14-0 T-Line gewesen, also es ist wirklich schön. Ja.
Jetzt drehen wir noch ein bisschen die Energie auf.
Ja.
Noch mehr? Also ich schon. Ich bin noch ganz leise wie eine kleine Maus.
Ja, stimmt.
Ich habe noch ein bisschen Angst.
Noch ein bisschen Volume abgeben. Ja.
Ist gut.
Ja. Gut, alle.
Die zweite Hälfte. Vollgas.
Das können wir nicht, sorry. Das können wir immer noch nicht.
Sorry.
Viel Spaß oder was auch immer.
Taking a look at the stats, it's been a very well played game so far. 1% between the teams. Both good on draws, both good on hits, no stolen points. I mean, it's exactly what we're expecting. Two good teams playing a good game, and this one might just go down to the very last stone, just like at the European Championship final in November.
Sant. Ja, det är bra. Sorry, jag glömde bort. Jag har haft kant 8.
Samma höjd som efter då?
Ja, precis. Placerar vi den här bra då.
You're watching live coverage from the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019 in Silkeborg in Denmark. It's the gold medal game between Sweden and Switzerland. And as expected, between two such good teams, it is a very, very tight game. Sweden currently leading 4-3 after that 2 in the fifth end. Both teams very relaxed, noticeably so at the half-time break. Sander, not too much to worry about from either team, really.
No, both teams playing a good game. There hasn't been any huge mistakes. It's been a good one. It hasn't been overly aggressive, but teams have tried to score. But when you don't get mistakes, it's hard to score big too, but there's a couple of deuces on the board. No blanks. So it's in scoring in every end. Good final so far.
We have seen some very precise, skillful placement of stones and rolls. That's been the feature, I think, of this first half, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just they've had a hard time actually finding cover, because the opponent will always chase it with beautifully executed hit and roll. But really having to be precise with the draws or the hit and rolls to find cover. It's coming up slightly light here, Sofia Malbergs. And that allows Barbazat to come around corner guard for shot stone. Really nice draw. Can maybe see half an inch of that rock from the hack, but Sweden's not going to dare to chase it. First of all, it's very hard, but if you ever crash on the guard and it hits the bumper, you're violating the free guard zone, and that stone will be replaced, and your thrown rock is out of play as well. So just playing the freeze, it's behind the tee line here.
Her is 93% for this game.
Real nice. Just an inch wonder, 80%. Playing second for the Swiss. On the same line. There's nothing Heller.
That's a good effort too.
Yeah, frees up that Swedish redstone.
Så har du sådär. Ja. Tror ändå man skulle kunna pressa den och även om du i så fall, om vi siktar på att göra nicken.
Jag gillar det. Vilken fart tänker du?
Typ 11 eller?
Det blir 10.
Kan undsättlösare kanske.
Ja.
10-3, 10,5.
Ja.
Är det marginalvicka sådär eller?
Alltså sätta den vicken.
So precise with their times.
Jag gillar det.
So most
Så mycket
teams
chatt du
will
har
have
egentligen och så går vi så mycket vi kan på vicken.
different times for
Ja.
the hits. And that's between the two hog lines. When we see the hog-to-hog timer for draws, they'll use that for hits as well. Knockenauer saying, should we throw 10 seconds? Hasselborg saying, no, let's throw it a bit softer than that. Let's say 10.3, 10.5.
Nej!
Well, tiny margins in curling, as we know.
Det är bra fart.
Var med!
Let's see who's right then.
Wow!
Sara vilken?
Two.
Sara vilken?
It's
Ja!
good. Want to roll here, or the double.
Gå Sara!
Don't kill the yellow, but that is real good.
Härlig sten.
In the end, the shot was 10.6 seconds. So
Gjorde du? Nej, men.
Var med!
definitely within the margins.
Sara vilken? Sara vilken? Ja! Hårt Sara! Gå Sara!
Härlig Agnes.
Rolling that red one into position. One yellow one goes.
Sneller!
Backline sicher.
Ja, häck!
Lief
Häck!
bra.
Se den, se! Häck! Wow!
Får jag sjunga ett slag?
Achtung! Se! Färs! In the kartik! Färs! Färs!
Yes, Alina. Först. Okej.
Doesn't quite roll buried.
10-6.
Spela samma!
Ska jag bara ha ingenting?
Jag la den ganska försiktigt. Ja, det gick fint.
Well, looking for the exact same weight from Sarah McManus.
Yeah, a little bit down in this game compared to a normal average.
Rent!
Lite lösare.
Made a couple mistakes on the hits. Just hasn't been 100% sure about her throws. There's been some feedback on them. This one just over curling. Jams at the back.
Det är bra, bra sätt.
We're looking for the roll towards the center line.
11-4.
Ja.
And it was a bit softer than intended.
Bort! Ja!
Finde ich gut. Wir können noch hingehen.
Ja, genau.
Du hast das die.
Tiranzuni playing well in this game. She's upped it from previous performances. Rising to the occasion.
Wow! Tia!
Targeting that
Tia!
Swedish red and then a roll.
Borde kunna väcka. Ja, i vis skotte. Vad tänker vi kan annat?
Alltså jag tror inte att vi jammar ifall vi spelar typ en 11.
Är vi skotte?
Ja, det är vi.
Ja. Fast vi sätter en lite eller bara.
Jag tror ändå vi måste lira så.
Ja, gillar det.
Men den här är lugn med marginaler över Kölla.
Vilken fart sa du?
11.
Having to throw the different turn this time. Will be the clockwise throw.
So watch the handle there. And she
Rent. Ja. Ja. Bra fart.
turns the stone in that clockwise direction.
Gonna catch it here on the inside of the yellow. This one looking just a bit soft. Is it gonna get past the guard? Yes, it is, but just barely on the yellow. Kills it.
Bra, härligt.
It's gonna roll out as well, at least out of the 8 foot.
Bra spel.
Bra fart. Bra fart.
Bra fart.
Let's just barely hang on. And the 12 foot.
Bra, den
Det var lite tajt med is. Det var lite marginal is.
Det är ju skillnad det här.
Du känner det?
I mean, these aren't errors as such. They're just near misses.
Yeah. Well, the tolerance there was to roll too far, because you ever catch it on the nose, you just jam it straight back on your own stone. So that was the thinking. Maybe taking not quite enough ice, throw it a touch softer
Slidespårigare, för
than
jag tänkte
intended, but
det var
just
typ
because you want to
tång.
err on the right
Så kände
side.
jag så här, oj jävlar, den hoppade lite, tyckte jag. Så jag, om vi bara ska vara med.
Ja, normalt min linje og ikke med spiller.
Højt eller?
Ja, finde godt.
Nej, nej, knap is
Ingen
niet.
is goed.
Er is nu knap, er is
Hey,
nu lang.
Innerlång.
Achtung, Esther, ja! Ja!
Linje!
On this other side of the sheet.
Immer, 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 immer!
T-line.
Japp, 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 japp.
Weight was close there, just over curled. You'll see Tirinzoni maybe have a bit less rotation on her draws. Get the stone to curl a bit more, which can absolutely be useful. You just need to take enough ice.
Om vi gör den då?
Då måste hon ju slå och vicka på den här
Ja,
bakre.
eller så kommer hon dra
Jag
hit.
tror hon slår och
Vad
vicka.
gillar ni?
Spontant var det vicken, men jag kan gilla draget också, det ligger ju en.
Det som är lite
Jag var
läskigt
nästan-
tycker jag är att den där är bättre än den i och för sig. Jag bara tänker om hon skulle sätta...
Vi kan ta time om vi vill, men
Nej. Jag tror jag gillar så här ändå.
Ja.
det rullar ju rätt djupt. Alltså, vi kan ju... Alltså,
Ja.
Kanske inte vicka helt bakom.
Det var det jag tänkte
Jag
också.
tänker bara vicka hit i så fall.
Ja, eller om man vickar... Man kan inte vicka så mycket längre, vi vill inte jamma där.
Nej, absolut.
Jag tänkte om man skulle vicka hit, det var det.
Ja, då gillar jag nästan så bara.
Jag tror typ också jag gillar det. Det enda, man vill inte ge en dubbel och så blir den... Sen,
alltså, det här är inte way off heller.
ska vi ta?
Nej, inget håller way off. Jag kan gilla typ den också.
Så om vi lägger den, och de frysen och sen eventuellt en sån då, eller den direkt. Men vad var din spontana, Anna?
Det var vilken, men jag håller helt med om att om de langar den så är det ganska svårt att tappa ut den
Samtidigt,
också.
säg att vi slår och vickar, hon drar, då får ju vi frysa.
Ja.
Jag kan gilla det också.
Men då tycker jag bara så här då.
Ja, så
Fast
jag spelar
fast
på
det var jag gillar. Kanske ändå inte, för jag vill inte lämna den tetningen så att den blir bättre än den. Nu, just nu.
Sätt den. Jag gillar den.
Jag gillar också den.
Ja, det var min första som jag tänkte på.
Det där är samma, liksom, lite mindre än Fia.
Sätter den här, Anna.
I know you know a bit of Swedish sander. What was the thoughts there?
Well, there's quite a bit of
Hon
discussion,
hade
so
14,4 på sin, det var ju perfekt fart.
I won't bore you to death. But
Ni gillar det här va?
Ja, jag gillar
for
det.
the most part, they were
In a
looking to
nutshell.
for the most part they were just looking to make a hit on the yellow, and they're thinking, you know, they're not thinking just this stone, but the rest of the end and all the different scenarios, and so they're thinking, okay, well, if we make this, she'll make this.
Var lite försiktig.
What do we do? And so on, just going through the process. In the end, looks like they favor the draw here. They're already lying one. He's in there, fairly buried, sit two. That's going to put some pressure on Switzerland.
85%. And again, Anna Hasselborg upping her game for this final.
Tirinzoni over curled on the same spot here. Oh, tickle, tickle. And
Gets through.
wow.
Could be a bit of an end changer there.
Jag bara, vilken sida ska jag? Ja, det är verkligen. Var lite hård. Ja.
Smiles all round in the Swedish camp.
Bra spel, Anna. Bra, varmt spår där. Ja.
Lots of stones in play.
Gib mir noch ein bisschen mehr. Gib mir noch ein bisschen mehr. Gib mir noch Minimum, oder?
Also wenn du genau Backline kommst, finde ich es gut so.
Nej.
Backline? Ja. Ist gut.
Gib mir noch genau gleich.
Den hättest du sonst auch noch. Den findest du nicht besser, gell?
Nein, finde ich nicht
Gut.
besser. Ich finde Backline gut. Ich finde es auch gut.
Ich glaube, dies ist recht gut so.
Ja, mich finde es gut, ja.
You know.
Yep.
Great start from Alina Pats for this game as well. 93%.
Klim med!
She needs
Isak!
all of her skill and expertise now.
Wow! Isak! Wow! Är du sneller? Wow! Är du schack? Bra Britia!
Not a lot of room here.
Wow! Wow!
It's through.
Schön.
Away goes the red. Applause from the crowd. The bells ringing for Switzerland.
Vad sa du?
Bara sätta lite utsida käpp hur lugnt som helst. Eller?
Ja, tänker jag.
Den har ju gått ganska långt ner. Som har gått...
Ja, alltså den kommer ju gå över.
Det gör den va?
Ja.
Clearing då?
Ja.
Vill
Borde
du där?
gå helt
Ja.
rakt här.
Dubbelkolla, men vi tycker verkligen att den går över.
Ja, absolut. Det är bara lite high om chappen. Ja. Den tar det rätt runt.
Va?
Ja,
Flashen.
absolut. Absolut.
Playing the double here, asking the second knocking hour to
Nästa
have a
går
look
över
as
ju.
well. So all
Lite
three of them
till, va?
thinking to make this double. And
Sikta på 3/4 eller lite tunnare.
that Yellowstone just top of the four, or in front of the forefoot, will go clear of the red stone in the back of the 8.
Difficulty level here.
Not too difficult for Anna Hasselberg. You throw peel weight here, it's going to go pistol straight. Just catch it a hair high.
Ja!
Wow!
Wow! Del! Nära! Ja! Ja!
Ja!
Ja!
She likes it. Yep, there we go.
Bra. Härligt.
Good par for Switzerland. That does open up the path to the forfeit.
Snyggt, Anna.
Härligt, bra skött. Bra skött.
Lite heller. Visst var det på den här dammade också? På båda. Först där uppe tror jag och sen.
Nej, så får du så här.
Last one, last stone for Alina Pats. Just needs to make sure she gets this one into the forefoot. There's just guiding it in, should be fine. There we go, the bells ring. Just the one though for Switzerland, and that was all down to that great double from Anna Hasselborg. 4-all.
Jetzt wird sie wahrscheinlich blenken.
Ich finde ihn schneller.
Nein, ist nicht schnell.
Ich finde ihn eher schnell. Ich finde ihn 3.
3 ist gut.
Mitte.
3 ist ihn gut im Fall. Ich will nicht zu
Nächste
fest.
geht. Nicht.
Ich will nicht zu fest, ich finde ihn gut.
Schaut. Wenn dann Esther. Wenn du noch ein bisschen kannst.
Nein, kannst nicht.
Kommt klar.
Gut, schön. Schön.
And to the 7th end then. In this gold medal final between Sweden and Switzerland. This Swedish team restricting Switzerland to just one in end number 6.
Ha plats. Glider på till rak
Super
ut.
double from Anna Hasselborg, which meant that's had to draw for only one. So it means it's 4 all.
Den är bak 4.
13-9.
Väldigt rak.
Ja. Fortsätt. Agnes fortsätter. Den är där. Den är där själv till och med.
Räcker där.
And still too close to call.
Det är så. 13-6. Du lurar den bra, Fia. Jag lirar på den lite mer. Ja, men jag tycker ändå att...
Ik vind hem eher snel.
Breit ist er ein bisschen im Moment.
Okay, er muss putschen.
Seen a couple of draws come up heavy in this game. Actually, a couple of draws through the house.
Er muss
Wonder if he might be running
Esther, it's more.
smidge quicker than normal. 13-4 should be all heavy. So I don't know if it's doesn't seem necessarily a lot keener. Maybe a little bit, a couple of feet.
Det har du, Fia.
He wanted that all the way down onto the red. Didn't want to bounce open.
Bra linje.
Bra fart.
Känns 10-4. Ha mer curl i sig. 4-8. Nej, gå rakt. Gå lika rakt. Kommer där.
Full 4.
Okej.
Now let's compare the
Vänta
two.
då. Gå rakt. Gå jätterakt.
This one they want in front of the T line. That's 14-4. That's usually been T line, maybe even a foot or two short without sweeping. This is going to be
Okej, nej. Så.
just in front of the T line unswept. So it's been close to that speed all week. Maybe a couple of feet shy of that, but yeah, it's again very consistent. So not sure why we've had a couple of draws come up heavy.
Ik vind hem eher een beetje knap.
I don't think it's necessarily that the ice is any quicker than before.
Goed im Fall. Länge ist recht gut, er ist fast
Maybe a smidge.
Er ist dran.
How big is a smidge?
Let's say 2-3 feet in this context.
Nicely up the side. Swedish stone.
Jag lägger dit den här då.
Superlätt då. 15-0 borde vi kunna stå dit. Den här kommer vi glida.
Ja. Det har du.
Det är lite löst. Vi går ner så mycket.
Jättefin linje.
Okej.
Okej. Gärna curla.
Fin fart. Bra linje.
Wow!
4.
Nej, aldrig.
Bara 8.
Aldrig.
8-4.
Aldrig.
Lite dött.
Nej, aldrig.
And the more stones you throw down the same path, sometimes the quicker it gets.
Behöver komma upp och köp. Det är 4 själv.
So you have to factor that in as well.
Yeah,
Okej.
even if it's the 7th end and the ice has been played quite a lot, sometimes you play the same draw path just now 5 times in a row. That might be a couple feet quicker each time.
Nicht mehr fein. Und dass der Rot rausgeht und wir vor der Nase liegen, vor dem Roten.
Nein, kannst du schauen? Nein, das geht nicht. So meinst du? Nein,
Rauswicken mit allem.
Ja, ich glaube, vor allem eben mit der Gelb rum raus. Vielleicht der Hintergelb
das nachher auch ein bisschen rausgehen.
Und der Rot raus. Geht das nicht?
Also, wenn du
Weißt du, so.
mit Geschwindigkeit kommt, dann geht der sicher auch.
Ist das schlimm?
So, wir könnten das so machen, dass alle gehen. Alle 3.
Ja. Reinwicken oder Fries finde ich im Fall auch nicht so schlecht.
So.
Simon tappt nachher einfach nach ein bisschen Zeit zweimal rot mit vor uns. Weißt du, wenn wir jetzt hier friesen, dann tappt sie da und nachher liegt sie zweimal da mit rot und wir liegen da zweimal mit gelb, was ich nicht so cool finde. Ich würde dort etwas machen, auf dieser Seite.
Ja, aber dann würde ich
Würde ich noch ein bisschen bewegen, so.
Okay. Okay. Ja, ist gut.
Ist gut. Keyline.
Ja. Okay.
Fast gleiche Länge kommen, ja.
So decision made. Camera's following every single move. That's the overhead camera.
Ist ein bisschen schneller.
You will
Hin
see
8. Hin 8.
above the players.
Hin 8. Hin 12. Backline.
Like to make a play on the red stone here without removing your own yellow. So just playing T-line weight, just trying to tap them around a bit, but over curls, catches the guard.
Kan man tjappdutta på röd?
Tjappdutta?
Ja.
Nej.
Det känns som att det var
man skulle
tryck.
göra något sånt där. Den här stänger ändå lite.
Okej.
Jag tror jag gillar det.
Ja. Hur långt vill du vika?
Precis över center. 11.
So Hasselborg not liking this Yellowstone in the top 12 because at the moment it's taking away the outturn draw. Again, it's always nice to have a path to the forfeit when you have last stone, especially in a tied game like this. A single point can mean a lot.
Let's get rid of this one, she says.
Exactly what they wanted.
Jag tänkte att det var nice att ligga bättre med den än där bak, så att de har fingrar till att slå.
Bra sopat.
Solid finde ich gut, ja. So? Ja. 3/4. Ja. Solid. Ja.
Wir auch den Shooter klein, oder? Ja. Mit der Solid hast du gesagt, gell? Ja. Ist gut.
Playing the double here, running the top red back. Trying to catch the second red thin enough to not move their own yellow.
Kom Ester. Wow.
1, 2. Yep.
Just
Really
like that.
well done. Really well done. Got our team out of a bit of a situation there. I thought she made that one. This is her yellow in the forfeit area.
Eka den. Nej, nej, nej. Nej, nej, nej.
10-4.
Jag jobbar.
Okej.
Okej.
Det är bra. Tillbaka. 10 kvar.
Kleine Wicken. Das haltest du von oben bis da.
Ja. Besser als der
Besser als der, ja.
Vor.
Ja.
Das ganz ein bisschen.
Müssen wir sicher wicken.
Einfach,
Nur
ein bisschen müssen wir ja, weil die Nase lange
Ja, nur wegen dem Tempo, weißt du? Wenn wir sicher müssen wicken.
Ja, ich komme. Fort. Okay. Fort.
Ja. Bis 8 Fuß, du bist so wicken.
Ja.
Gut. Ja, finde ich gut. Fort ist gute Länge.
Second stone for Tirinzoni. Double with her first.
Tia! Oh! Still handle! Tia! Är det snällare? Tia! Ja, kom! Hard! Wow!
Gut, sehr schön.
Gut.
Gut. Gut, schön.
Alltså, den här sitter där alla dagar i veckan. Det enda de har just nu är den utsidan.
De får ju hjälp av dubben om vi gör den.
Kan vi? Vi
Kan
vill
vi
inte
tjappa
ta
bara?
deras... Vad sa hon? Förlåt?
Kan vi tjappa?
Vi ligger inte tredje på det, va?
Nej, det gör vi inte. Men vad ska de göra med sin andra?
Men kan vi tro vilka i nunset då, eller?
Vad gör deras dubbel lättare? Samtidigt har jag en dubbel tillbaka då.
Kan man frysa den gula?
Vicka in lite.
Ja.
Samma fart. Chappen är okej.
Ja.
Obviously tempting to remove the Yellowstone and the forfeit.
Rent, lite hårdare.
You'll end up leaving the shooter so close to the shot rock.
Nära.
Most likely an easy double for Switzerland. So again, it's just a waiting game
Ligger okej.
for
Yeah,
both teams.
you feel it building up, don't you? Just waiting for the
Vi ligger
moment.
tredje. Bra, Sara.
Nej. 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 Den där ligger.
Still Sweden, that one on the button, shot stone.
Might have rolled in for the third shot there. It's hard to tell.
Så.
Kann sie einfach einen Doppel machen, dann haben wir nur noch den im Haus. He? Meinst du, Esther? Was siehst du? Ich habe das Gefühl, wenn wir den spielen, dann spielt sie nachher den Doppel. Und dann liegt sie 3 Mal.
Ich glaube, ich finde den noch recht gut.
Bis da üb, aber das Problem ist, wir müssen einfach besser sein wie der. Ja.
Theoretisch bis da, oder? Ja.
Ja. Besser wie der ist das Ziel einfach. Ja, das finde ich recht gut.
Finde ich gut. Ist gut für dich, oder?
Mal, ich finde es gut, ja, bis da. Okay. Ja. Dass der noch ein bisschen abdeckt. Ja.
Lots of chat about the ice in a good way. There they are, the men who have been here night and day to make sure this ice produces the amazing curling we've seen, Sander.
Yeah, just absolutely fantastic job by Asmus Jørgensen and Stefan Rethelsberger. It's been keen and it's been curling quite well every day. And the key word is consistency. That's what the players want. If the ice can be the same every draw, every day, they're going to play their best, and that's what we've gotten so far this week, and we got it for the final as well. Not a huge difference between the first session and the last one.
So great job from the guys.
Esther, mach een doppel etwas. Esther, fest. Fest, komm.
So the 4 stones, the skip stones. Hits and rolls. Behind that other yellow.
Ja, jag började också, om man skulle vicka, sätta den dubben, låta det sticka, då ligger man skott här.
Kan man bara frysa där?
Time.
Time.
Eller om man sätter den här.
Ja, det var också det jag var inne på.
There's a timeout there, so wow, remember this 6th end and this wonderful shot here from Anna Hasselborg, Sander.
Yeah, gets the double on the yellows. Makes it look pretty easy. Forcing Switzerland to score the single.
Härligt.
Bra, Anna.
Yeah, all in a day's
Vad
work.
händer om vi bara skulle göra något sånt här?
Ja, eller om vi ska spela en clearing och sätta den.
Jag tänker bara få ner den här.
Jag funderar också på det, någonting mjukare. Till och med att den touchas dit och sen bara
eller
vicka lite så här.
Eller bara trycka ner den.
11. Då kan hon inte spela TT här för den sitter där.
Vilken tänkte, vad sa du nu?
Bara vicka lite. Vicka så med en 11.
Och då sticker den dit och den här blir kvar här.
Ja. Se till att vi ligger 2 efter.
Så där tycker jag.
Okej.
3 real easy options.
Yeah.
Okay, the freeze tap on the inside,
Yeah.
right? Right
Yes.
there, and move it a hair, yeah.
I like that.
That would be the best if you know the line, because we know the weight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Just
the best.
here?
Not
okay.
even only to the
No,
T
just
line.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, just
Okay, yeah.
just to the T
Yeah,
line.
and
You gotta
the
move a
other
little bit. Is you try and hit and roll to the number 7, and line it up so it goes on the
Go
back
that,
one,
yeah.
right? Or
Yeah.
you just make this double. It's going to take ours
Yeah.
with it. Make this double.
That was one of I was thinking that
Yeah,
too.
make this double, so all these go,
Yeah.
and she's got a tough hit and stay, or else we got an easy shot for 2.
Yeah.
But the worst shot is, you might have
The
to.
only thing is if I make this, and she makes a slash, or she makes, I
slash
might,
will stick
yeah,
there.
I just might end up
But we
playing
could
against
even
three,
play
but-
Yeah.
the freeze with it, like a little bit of.
Just like
That's not
outside.
the worst case.
Well, same thing. If you move it too far, it's an easy double for
Yeah,
her.
it's
Yeah, but
very,
like-
and then I'm
Yeah.
playing against three.
So what
But
do you
yeah.
like best, Anna?
I don't mind this, Anna. If you like this double, to stick it and these three go, and then you have an easy score.
Yeah.
For
Do
sure.
you think to play it to stick it here? You don't think this is gonna stick?
No.
No.
You
Yeah.
got to hit 3/4.
Yeah, no, but
Okay.
I like that and I like that. What do you think is the best choice?
This is the best shot if you want to make sure you score, and you're going to have a chance
I
at
like
two.
this.
Yes, I like that then.
Yeah.
That,
Okay.
that was my first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vill du spela...
We talked about great communication. Well, that certainly was. I know exactly what's going on now.
Spela bara en vanlig 7.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wayne
yeah.
Middaugh
Yeah.
really knows his stuff. And
Kanske
When you only have 1
6-9,
minute.
men 7.
it's really important to be clear what you want. And these girls will respect Wayne Middaugh. He's won 3 World Championships, so when he talks, they'll listen. And he has a lot of good input.
Ja.
What's also it's a real privilege to be able to overhear that as a viewer.
Oh, yeah.
And just listen, and even obviously the Swiss team were listening in as well, so it adds another dynamic to it. It's fascinating.
Gillar dig sen.
Ja.
Now it's about the execution.
So there's 2 shots that we're discussing the most there. It was either that little tap on the yellow to create a little pocket to sit in front, but Hannah Hasselborg was just worried they might leave a double and she might have to play against 3. This is the way to more secure their score. Play the double on the 2 yellows. They'll kill their own, but they'll try and stick the shooter in behind cover, and that's exactly what they do. Fantastic shooting.
Yep, she knew exactly what she wanted there.
Now Switzerland will have to chase that red stone. And if they don't get to it, that's a score of 2.
So 1-2 on the 2 yellows, and their own goes as well, but the key was getting rid of this one and this one. And of course where the stone finished, their own stone.
Yeah, it works out really well.
6-2.
Also hast du nicht viel Spatzig, oder?
Nein.
Ich weiss, ja, ich gebe dir recht, ja. Oder der Run? Nein, also der Run finde ich, also, finde ich auch verdammt schwierig. Aber. Ich glaube, ich würde ihr 2 geben. Ich persönlich. Gut. Ist gut?
Ja,
Gut, also. 10,5. Ja. Pause.
Switzerland going to concede the 2 here. Too tough to get after the red. They can barely see anything to make a play on it. And even if they were able to remove it, they would have to stick the shooter for Sweden not to just hit the open one in the back.
Aha, ja, da komme ich aber
Could
schneller.
play the run back,
Komme
but
ich solid.
ever slightly off. You go yellow, red onto yellow and stick it. It's a draw for 3.
I certainly don't want that at this stage in the game.
So just hitting the open one in the back. And Sweden gets the easy draw for 2.
All down to Hasselborg's first shot there.
Samma känsla som jag hade sist här tror jag. Den låg på kantlock då, så samma då. Ja.
Well, he knows his stuff. That man on the left of your screen there, Middaugh. But it's good when you know that you've got a player that can execute it as well.
That's what he knows. He knows exactly what Hasselborg's capable of and offering the options
Gå, gå, gå.
Bra
that
linje.
she can make.
Försiktigt
Bra
då.
linje. Rör sig väldigt
In
bra.
hindsight, it's
Gå
the
försiktigt.
right shot, and it's just made perfect.
Ser bra
Switzerland
ut.
concedes the 2. This draw looks good as well.
Snygga skador.
Well, last stone here.
Bra skött
Ja,
tjejer.
bra
And
nu.
number 7 give the Swedes a 2-shot lead. Dived in perfectly into the 4-foot area. Swedish fans loving this at the moment.
Det är lugnt, det är lugnt.
Ja, det är lugnt. Jag slidade
Ja, jag hör det. Det är bra.
världsflow till slide. Eller
After
världsflow till
7,
slide och så spelade
it's
jag inte
Sweden
ut den.
6,
Jag bara,
Switzerland
när kommer
4.
in slidesmålet? Jag hookade.
Jag hörde tjejerna bara, det är lugnt. Ja, jag tror det är bra.
Härligt.
Bra, grymt.
Grymt tålamod och fin omgång. Fortsätt hålla tempo nu då.
Ja.
2.
There's the World Championship trophy being played for the 40th time in 2019. And there is the latest score, 6-4 to Sweden over Switzerland in this gold medal game at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. What drama do we have in store, I wonder, in these closing ends? I'm Alison Walker, alongside me Sander Rovag, watching this intriguing contest between these two very, very good women's teams. And we knew we'd see something special between these two, and so far that's how it's turned out.
It's the first point in the game where a team has a 2-point lead. So Switzerland definitely going to go pretty hard here in the 8th end to try and score at least a 2 back. Especially because it is the 8th end, they would quite like to score. You look at the scoreboard, 2 even ends left, 1 odd end. So Switzerland thinking they can score here, maybe force Sweden to take a single in the 9th, get the hammer back for 10th end. So Switzerland's plan here, score 2, force the 1, and then score a 2 back for the gold.
And then Sweden stop them scoring 2. Get a steal maybe. The two leads, both playing exceptional curling.
Da habe ich im Fall schon gespielt, da habe ich hinten auch gespielt. Super so. Grab hinten 8, hinten 12. Ja. Hinten 12, wow. Backline. Hinten 8, hinten 12, backline. Esther? Ja, Esther. Ja. Hinten 8, Länge kommt vorne runter. Komm! Nur noch hinten 4, hinten 8. Fest. Kannst du jetzt hier? Ja. Ja. Sehr schön. Gut. Har du kanten?
Deras var 13-8.
Gillar du den eller känns det tajt?
Nej, men jag kan gilla den.
Det går ju väldigt rakt dock.
Vad spelar en säker igenom, eller?
Vi är skott också, det är bara det.
Vad sa du?
Vi är skott ändå, men...
Ja, precis. Gå så bara. Topp 4.
Jag tänkte om vi kunde garda.
Det vill inte vara typ sned... Ja, där ja.
Jag var inne på den. Ja. Det är bättre.
Ja, jag gillar faktiskt också det.
Vad hade ni bara?
Ja.
13-8 på hennes.
Hämta på finishen om det behövs då.
Ja.
Jag kommer glida. Ganska aktivt. Ganska mycket.
Bra linje.
12.
Ja, 12 är
Bra. 12 är bra. Plats.
12. Fin fart.
Plats.
12.
Nej.
Fight 8.
Nej. Nej.
8. Den är ganska bra. 8. Hel 8 själv.
Ja,
Hel 8 själv. Undsätt ut.
Nej.
Undsätt ut. En halv sten, Anna.
Låt den vänta bara.
Lite till, kom igen.
Kom igen då, lite till.
Det är bra.
Härligt, bra känsla.
Bra lir, Agan.
Snauer.
Hinter 4.
Hinten 8.
Lång. Jag är snabb.
Achtung.
Nej,
Länge skott.
Till.
Nu linje, kommer nog hinten 4.
Till linje. Linje 2.
Wow.
Färs! Ett fort så kom.
Färs!
This is to come round.
Bötchen.
Ganska utåt.
Jag tror att jag kommer ha 14-5.
Ja. Jag gillar det.
And Sweden sound are very difficult to shake off when they're leading like this, particularly at this stage in the game.
Bra linje.
They know how to hold a lead.
Behöver gå lite.
Pretty hard to score on. The 5-up rule makes it a bit harder, of course.
Bara fart. Perfekt linje.
Very quick to see a lot of rocks in play.
Var med den. Ja.
And this end shaping up just in that way. I don't think there's any doubt there'll be a score on this one. Sweden quite happy to bring all the play in around the forfeit. Just look at the mess for Switzerland to get in for a second point right now. Very hard. But they know they need to score at least a 2 here. So they're setting up the end.
This has tailed off a bit in terms of her percentages.
That's been the draws. She's missed a couple of them. Couple shy, couple heavy. Very important for Switzerland that she can set up the ends with some good draws, both in this end and the next two. And that's perfect. Corner frozen on that red. It's all about the angles at this point. At some point, one of the teams will make a hit and try and remove rocks. Just waiting for the right time.
Eller, det är okej att skicka in den också. Jag gillar det. Ja. Fjärdedel, tredjedel, clearing.
Sweden's gonna go first.
Ja, du har lugnt på fjärdedel också. Ja.
When you're up by 2, you don't want to leave too many yellow rocks in the house. But this will essentially open up the center line as well, which Switzerland won't necessarily mind.
Nära. Nej, 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 nej. Nära. Rent.
Trying to slash this red
Nära.
in onto the yellow on the right.
Sitt.
And that works out pretty well.
Bra spel, Sara. Sorry, mitt fel. Det här gick mycket djupare än jag trodde.
Sometimes when there's so many rocks in play and so many angles, it even takes you a second to think, you know, was that a good result? Was it not? Still thinking about it. Looking at the angles, you're thinking a couple of rocks ahead.
Gut so. Lange das. Das ist zu viel jetzt. Ich glaube nicht. Zu viel für meine Stelle.
Switzerland yellow, Sweden red.
85. Ja. Okay.
Recht gut. Er ist kurz. Geht knapp, ja. Linie auch. Ja, Linie. 3. Ja, Linie. Norgard. Linie 3. Ja, ja, weiter. So weit wie es geht, kommen. 3, 12 gut. Ja, ja, weiter. Kommen. Linie ist gut. Komm fest.
Sneaks past that top guard.
Tim's only actually looking at the big screen as that shot comes down the ice.
She's playing Miles at the moment.
Hasselborg calling down the team.
Vad tänker du?
Jag tänker att den här ligger ju mot den nu. Men de ligger nästan helt kloss. Tror ni att man skulle kunna spela... Tror ni att den sitter toks där? Eller tror ni att man skulle kunna spela en clearing så?
Då tror jag den bara klipper, alltså den bara klipper av.
Tror ni att den bara klipper? I så fall kanske jag skulle gilla det. För den här ligger ju bra nu. De kan inte göra så mycket med det.
Om inte vi vill göra någonting sånt. Bara så.
Det är bara att den här ligger så himla bra.
Kanske inte än.
Ja.
Jag tycker att de kan inte göra någonting med den där.
Nej, den här kommer ju aldrig sitta om du träffar insida.
Nej, visst borde det vara lugnt.
Men då, då vickar vi av.
Men jag tror att vi kan spela den så.
Ja, den ligger på halvträffen.
Jag tycker också att det borde vara lugnt.
Hur lugnt som helst. Borde få lite så också. Ja, hur lugnt som helst.
Spela den på samma sätt, Sara. Du satte den perfekt.
Ja.
Alltså den kommer bara kniva den där nere. Om något.
Hasselborg knows the shot she wants to play, just, you know, final of a world championship. She wants to call down the team, make sure she's not seeing the angles wrong. Gonna play a hit on this red.
Ja.
Underneath the Hasselborg's broom, maybe a hair on the inside to get the roll. She was just worried the yellow might straight jam on the red stone in the back of the forefoot. It will jam, but it won't stick around, I think. The yellow should go, especially if you catch it on the inside. You actually drag the yellow away from the red. So that goes on the red and spells out the back, just like planned.
Good plan, good execution, good team execution from Team Sweden.
Bra.
Mount. Så. Kolla, ziemlich gerade.
Anna, vi har ju också på egen.
Nasa.
Ja, skott.
Ja.
Solid, Silvana. Skott.
It's all getting very complicated down the middle.
Yeah, that's what Switzerland tried to do, get a lot of rocks in play and try and get the right angles for themselves, but at some point they're going to have to get some room to score with those red stones in the top of the forefoot. It's not giving them that room, so looking to run the red guard back onto yellow, onto the reds. Looks pretty close here. Grabbed him curl in the end, and look at that, fantastic shooting. Wow.
Well, that's changed the look of the end, hasn't it? The bells are going again.
Incredible. And all of a sudden, Switzerland lying to that forefoot fully open.
Great shot from Terzoni.
There's no double for Sweden either. I mean, they can slash double it, but it'll be fully open. Lose the shooter.
Vad spelar en säker igenom då, eller?
Ja, du spelar din 12 här. Jag
Ja.
gillar den.
Ja, har du.
Det är lite, var med på att det är lite greppigt i mitten.
Ja. 12.
Ja. 12 ja.
Ja.
Rätt upp spår då. Ja, fast säker hackning då.
Tror du att vi kan ha mer? Nej. Där är nog bra. Det känns bra det här, Anna.
Ja.
Tror du kan våga gå för det?
Yep, looks as if there's something in her eye. She's been blinking and rubbing it a little bit this last couple of shots.
That's the last thing you want. Need your eyesight for curling.
Just a dryness. It does get very dry out there, doesn't it? You keep hydrated.
That could be.
Wow.
So last couple of stones for both teams.
Kom igen!
Låt den jobba, låt den jobba.
Härligt.
It's a 6 for 1.
Bra, Anna.
Riktigt bra skött.
Bra, Anna.
Silkeborg and Pat's slightly ahead of her.
So that's some amazing numbers for fourth players in a World Championship final.
Jag finde gut.
Finns minimum is.
And it's the Olympic champion versus the 2015 world champion. The cream of the crop right here.
Knap. Squat. Wow. Lange squat. Wow. Wow. Achtung. Sehr. Wow. Wow. Lange is okay.
Just looking for the hit and stick, Helena Petz.
Wow. Wow. Lange squat.
Shouldn't leave a double.
Fast.
Even just try and roll a bit to the wing here.
Good.
Nicely played.
2 yellow counters for Switzerland.
Good.
Now, she is here somewhere on this trophy in 2015. There she is. As is Marisa Winkelmann, the alternate. Well, she'd dearly love it to be 2019 as well. Lots to happen before that.
Man får välja. Man får välja.
And there she is, watching her teammates.
Well, I said don't think there's a double on, but Hasselborg thinks there is. Apparently she can see enough of the inside of this yellow. I wasn't sure from where I'm sitting. Come close to this guard. Catch yellow, spring over, get the second. Is it on? Gets the second. Is it far enough? I'm not sure.
What a smashing effort, though, from Hasselborg.
Oh, that is so close. Just needs to punch that second yellow 3 more inches. There's definitely enough room.
Even getting it to roll just a bit further. just stopped. A couple of centimetres, so close. Well, it was worth a try.
Leaves the open net for 2. It's good for the neutral fan, ties the game up.
Last turn of the 8th, and then the Pats going for the deuce here for Team Switzerland. There we go. 2 yellows counting, 2 points for Switzerland. We have a tied game going into the 9th end. Sweden 6, Switzerland 6.
Bra tjejer. En ställe taget.
Ja. Håll lite tempo också. En snabb.
Snel. 2, 3. 3, we moeten een 3 uit hier.
Ik had echt zelf 3 in fout.
Er is zelf 3, ja.
So on to the 9th end of this gold medal game between Sweden and Switzerland. And such a tight game, 6-6.
Yep.
Sweden need to produce at least 2 in this end to give them a chance. And end number 10. We have the hammer here. That was a really important 2 for Switzerland, Sandra, wasn't it? That was absolutely crucial.
Yeah, needed that to tie up the game now. Sweden with last stone here in the 9th. It's gonna be again just battle for who has last rock in the 10th end. Up. I mean, the best solution for Sweden here, get the blank on the board, carry the hammer into the 10th end, tied game. Pretty high chance of winning, and Switzerland knows this, so they're going to throw the kitchen sink here in the 9th end. 2 centre guards up.
Yeah, avoid the blank at all costs.
Yeah, either steal or force to score a 1. That's the 2 options for Switzerland right here. Might even be better off giving up a 2 and to give up the blank here for Switzerland. With the 5 rock rule, at least there's a chance you can score a 3 in the last end for the win. But stealing 1 on Sweden in a tied 10th end with Sofia Malbergs throwing the tech shots. It's pretty hard to do. So This end is played very much like a 10th end.
And every stone, every shot, every move really does matter now. Coming over. See if they pass that top one. And tucking it in between those two reds.
Hope to maybe tap that back a bit more or sit on the nose. The angle's not great for Switzerland to make a move on that yellow later. Now those stones no longer in the free guard zone. Knocking hour. Start peeling. One by one.
And Switzerland will just try and get another one in.
Linie ist gut, aber ist länger, ist mega nah. Ist recht nah. Ich kann gar nicht mehr machen, Meli. Musst mega stoppen. Ja, ich weiss. Ja, wenn er direkt stoppen.
And they're replacing the guard here.
Gut. Gillar ni den?
Ja, jag är inne på det.
Ja, Marginova sätter den över.
Ja.
Halv.
So this one will disappear too.
Yeah, might get both the guards here.
Rent. Wow. Wow. Bra, Agnes.
Sounds like just a one.
Just too far left, as you can see, and the stone going down there.
Ja. Vad gillar du?
Det blir ganska sent i omgång, så om de liksom skulle de röra på det där borde man ganska enkelt dubbel tillbaka och lägga 2. Man lägger en gadd nu. Som det ligger nu kan man alltid runda också. Alltså den handen.
Zwei sicher. 3. Wir sind fast beim Geld. Okay, also bei welchem Geld? Bei dem unserer Guard. Wir sind dort. Gerade dran. Oh. Gar nicht. Wir sind genau dran. Esther, ja. Ja. Yep, ganz dran. Yep. Oh. Okay.
Just comes a bit too deep again. Definitely leaves a double peel on the guards. Sweden wants to take it on.
Spelar vi någonsin på den för att ligga 3? Eller har du något?
Ja, det var en fjärdedel. En femte.
They don't need to do that yet, though, do they?
Väldigt bra nu.
Hur spelar man den?
Normally, the sooner the better.
Lite tjockare än halva.
Thought for a second to come after the yellow in the top 8. But they will play the double. Second yellow might be run back into the pile. Depends on how she catches this one. Avoids it.
Yep, both gone. Good clearance from Sarah McManus.
Can't get any thicker. And that yellow is on that top red.
Ich habe das Gefühl, der macht es zuerst mal. Ja. Und nachher mit mir.
Sind aber dann da.
Ja, also ja, es kommt drauf an. Also, wir müssen wirklich...
Das ist nichts.
Ja, mal, den finde ich
so
aber
etwas bis über. Sie sind auch nicht der Top, oder?
mal, ja, aber weißt du, wenn wir da hinten liegen, da, wir kommen ja wahrscheinlich nicht weiter als da.
Time out now.
Da
Important moment in the game.
Schwierig, aber
hat sie ihn nicht.
da hat sie ihn auf jeden Fall. Einfach, er muss
There's an
overbearing sein.
alternate comes down. Marisa Winkelhausen.
Der?
Nur so,
Der
vor
da
der
meinst
Nase
du? Oder was?
wickeln.
Ist nichts?
Wie bitte? Nur da, weißt du, so vor der Nase wickeln. Ja. Wenn sie drauf schießt, sind wir da im... Also weißt du,
Also sie wird drauf schiessen, weil sie hat so keine Gefahr, oder?
Aber weißt, wenn sie nicht drauf schießt,
wird.
ist der sicher weg und der bleibt.
Ihr seid sicher, dass sie da... Was würdet ihr spielen? Okay. Ich würde auch den Vorder- und Überen wickeln.
Nur so?
Ja.
Einfach nur bis da.
Ja,
da
so
ist
wenig
nichts
wie es
wert.
geht.
Ja.
Und so? Ich finde das fast besser eigentlich. Weil da hast du einfach, also du hast 0 Spatz, weil Nase kannst du nicht nehmen.
Ja.
Du musst wickeln.
Und wenn du dann bis hier Überen wickst,
Ja,
dann können sie dann auch den Doppel machen.
ja, aber das soll sie doch probieren, wenn sie ihm verfehlt, dann ist der Force, oder?
Und so?
Okay. Stimmt,
Den würde ich nicht.
Das ist
Den finde ich recht riskant. Und hinten dran spielen würde ich auch nicht wegen dem Doppel. Also ich würde auf jeden Fall den wegnehmen. Jetzt ist
also
ja.
gut. Mit Bord, mit fein.
Also wenn wir bis da rüber wollen,
Ja,
wickeln,
mit
ja,
fein.
dann finde ich fein. Ja.
So.
Ja, ich habe da vorhin schon gespielt. Es wird, also ich finde es gut so. Es wird ein bisschen girlen. Was für eine Menge?
Feiner.
Ja, gut. Das ist ein guter Kohl. Zähneholz.
Wie?
Zähneholz, fein.
Das ist gut, ne?
Mich tut es gut, ja. Find's gut.
Den Nase und beide wegnehmen. Ist zu früh, hä?
Dann hat sie einen einfachen Doppel. Ja.
Ja.
Call in the end. Play the hit and roll off the top red. Last thing they want to do is leave a double for Sweden.
You know you've got someone like Silkeborg lurking, ready to pounce.
Just a bit too soft out of Tiernzoni's hand there. Not what they were hoping to do.
What do you mean by soft? Just not concise enough?
Well, she doesn't put a lot of rotation on the rock to begin with. So either that was just not enough weight, or she was a little bit inside the broom, or sometimes when you start the rotation, sometimes you almost throw it towards the target rock rather than the target broom. Just get it started, and it starts to curl early. And just enough to sit 3 for Sweden. Remember, they have last stone here.
Good couple of stones there from Sarah McManus.
Could be lights out for Switzerland if Alina Petz don't make a double here. Can afford to give up a 2. Still very much in the game if they give up a 2, but a 3. That's becoming quite a bit of a hill to climb for Switzerland with only one end left after this.
No team has scored a 3 as yet in this game, so really important double here for the Swiss fourth player. 1 and 2, yep.
Of course, Alina Petz, such a killer. And look at that roll in underneath that third red stone.
It's kept her team right in this.
That's why she's playing in the 4th position on the Swiss team. So good under pressure.
You don't see that roll coming back up the way very often, do you?
It's what we call around the horn. Comes back up.
Just look at this. And it comes back up.
Actually, if that rolls just 2 inches less, it's really hard for Sweden to hit and sit 2 without leaving a double. Still not a gimme to do so.
She can afford a little smile there. Super shot now. What does Anna Hasselborg have?
Well, she's going to play the hit on the red. The red goes on to yellow. Try to roll the shooter away. If you catch it too thin, there's always a danger you squirt the red too far to the side. He's
going to head out as well.
Oh, that is a savior for Switzerland. Just got it too thin. Played the right way. It's that Redstone seemed to be quite stubborn. I was going to sit there all day. I had to roll away, not leave the double. And all of a sudden, Alina Pets with a chance to hit and lie to get the force on the board. I mean,
how can we have gone from Alina Pets getting that double to stay in the game, and now here she is to put her side in a great position.
Needs to hit and stick here. Roll out as a blank for Sweden.
Hits and 6. Well, what a turnaround in end number 9. Who would have thought?
Potential game winner, that first double by Alina Pets.
These 2 yellows. Oh, Switzerland well separated. Great work from the Swiss 4th player, 2015 world champion.
Lots of room for the draw, but Silkeborg playing the hit for the single.
Last stone of the 9th.
Obviously don't want to give up a steal of 2 here. Well, they're actually giving away 1.
Yep. It's all tactical at this stage. What a performance by Swiss 4th player on that end. Sweden 6 to Switzerland 7 after 9.
Man var ju tvungen att spela den på det sättet. Jag menar, gör vi bara världens bästa dubbel så gör vi det.
Håller med. Verkligen. Bra, men hörni, nice. Nu har vi det här i egna händer.
Alltså jag gillar det. Jag har längtat efter hammaren i sista. Dessutom så tror jag att de störde sig av det här.
Hur mycket tid har vi? Hur vill vi spela då?
De kommer lägga dubbelcenter.
Ja.
Men jag tycker ändå vi lägger corner. Får vi chans att klippa den höga, då gör vi det. Vi går runt med Sofia. Ja, med din andra.
Så corner runt.
Corner runt, klippa höger med Agnes som inte har järnläge och gör någonting väldigt bra.
Ja, jag gillar det. Nu kör vi 8 stenar.
Ja.
Well, what a treat we had in that 9th end. A pivotal end, I'm sure it will turn out to be. In this end number 10 of this gold medal game between Sweden and Switzerland. Switzerland leading 7-6, Sander. Good decision by Silkeborg in the end.
No, I was pretty sure she was going to give up the 1. She just confused me when she asked her vice if nose was enough. I thought she was asking if the nose hit would be enough to score. She was actually asking if nose hit was enough to give up 1. In the end, she caught it on the high side, rolls out, gives up the 1, and that's the way they've been playing all week. They want the last rock. And as you could hear them talk about between the ends here, it's in their own hands. That's what they said. They want to have this in their own hands. They want to be able to play the last rock.
Well, they have that in 10. You want to have the shot to win, but they need to.
Well, that's exactly how they won the European Championship final against this very Swiss team. Scored 2 in 10 for the win. And they want to try and do that again. They've been pretty good at it too. No other team in the competition has been as efficient at scoring multiple ends with a hammer.
Is 2. 2 is goed. 1, 2. Dit daar weer goed.
Huh? Switzerland be quite happy to force here. Push the game into the extra end.
And then they'll have the hammer. So let's see what develops.
Sophia Malbach's here. She was at the World Juniors in 2010 to watch her brother play in the competition. Same year, 3 other on the team won gold in the women's competition.
And she's a product of the Swedish Curling Academy, which has been prolific in producing top-class players. I remember her coming out to visit the Worlds out in Canada, just on a trip as a youngster, and saying one day I'm going to be playing in this, and here she is.
Yeah, Olympic champion, European champion, just one end away from becoming world champion as well. Hasselborg played with a lot of different teammates since that gold at the juniors, but it's found back to 2 of the key members from that team, Hockenauer and McManus. Been with Hasselborg pretty much the whole way, playing with Hockenauer.
Such a great bond, this team, don't they? Great friends.
Yeah, they play with each other for 4 years, and they have a very good routine. They do the same things every day, and this competition, they'll leave for the arena at the exact same time, no matter if it's a morning game, afternoon, evening.
Eating at the same time.
Yep, warm up, go to bed. It's a routine, and they keep it. And it's the same if it's the final or it's the first game of the round robin. That's just one of the keys to how they can be so good. It's just a very professional team.
And preparation.
Beforehand.
Make sure everything's in place.
It's predictable too. If you do the same things every time, you know where your teammates are going to be at any given time.
You leave less to chance.
Yep.
And chance can be a funny thing in sport. Chance, luck, whatever you'd like to call it.
Jag tror vi
And
bara
they're very good at staying in that bubble, just focused.
Där är lite mindre is än Fia. Ja.
Roll out here by
Ja, bra spår.
Switzerland.
Ja.
There's 92% on her hits, 96 on the
Ja, det är bra.
draws.
Linje.
That's second.
Just 4.
Pretty incredible game.
4. 4. 10.
Use your money on now, Sander.
Nej, nej, nej. Jag försöker nu, topp
I
igen.
mean, it's close. Sweden coming into.
You've said that all the way through.
Ja, nej, nej, nej. Aldrig, aldrig, aldrig. Aldrig,
I
aldrig.
mean, I put my money on Sweden maybe before the game. Now it's a coin toss.
Okej. Bra
That one's
start.
slipping just a bit too deep. Sweden lying too, that's good, but they're in the forfeit. There's 2 center guards up. As soon as you make a half shot, slight mistake, you can be in trouble. Switzerland comes on top of you here. Again, just closing down that scoring area.
Försöka hålla
Perfect
den där
shot by
sidan öppen,
Tirzoni
eller?
here. I wonder if Sweden might rip the guards to
Men annars
get
bara
access.
klipparna över, eller?
Need to take this opportunity here. To Lana Tirzoni. Dead freeze it, little tap.
Trouw blijven. Blijven trouw. Daar staan we veel Karlen. Achtung.
Not a lick to it yet.
Trouw blijven, gleich. Melly, ja, neem hem.
Calling on Barbasat to try and get some curl here. Trying to get to nose. Just really needs to stay in front of the reds, but it's going to slip off and roll.
Okay.
Let's change things somewhat.
Samma is som Agnes. Har gått en tid så här.
Bra fart!
Wow!
Nej!
Bara 8-4.
Magnus.
Längre ute för mig.
Bra fart!
Plats!
Plats!
Following the same
Nej, den är
pathway.
längre ut. 14,5.
Helt okej. Hellre hög, Agnes.
Really important to stay in front of the tee line here.
Japp, japp!
This one too, just going to slip.
Okej.
Just nibbling the tee line, not bad. But Switzerland can come down, tap that back, sit on top.
Ja, ska jag ha tagit ännu mer. Men jag tror att vi gick.
It's a scary game around the centre guard when you have last stone.
Last stone at the final end. Your thoughts, just focus on the job in hand.
Hard to not overthrow these draws as well because your heart rate's going up in a game like this. And even if it doesn't feel like it, you tend to kick out just a fraction harder because of it.
But you're telling yourself not to.
This is a good looking shot here.
Nice tap.
What do you do if you're Sweden? Calling down the team.
Om vi öppnar nu, vad händer då?
De har ju den tappen sen.
Ja,
Jag var också inne på att öppna. Det ligger i skott nu, men det är tajt för 2.
Det är väldigt tajt för 2.
Jag var också inne på att
Kan
öppna.
jag försöka komma här?
Ja, men om du så tänk om du den som. Vi gaddar inte den alls.
Well, we had
Gillar dig
a
sen.
couple of very good doubles, end changers actually in this game so far.
Yeah, this was after the timeout. Wayne Meadow said this is probably the shot that would give you the score. And not only the score, it's set up for the deuce. That was a huge end for Sweden.
Det finns ingen grepp alls, tror jag. Den har du, Sara.
Well, I said there's a chance Sweden might have to open it up, and they will. Try and get the double on the guards. If Sarah McManus throws it absolutely perfect, might even be able to run that second guard back, pick off the Yellowstone top 4. And that would be an incredible bonus. Gets neither.
You can hear the groan from her.
Good part of Sweden's long shot stone. So right now it's an extra end.
Nej, nager is het. Dat moet nager. Oké, goed.
Als een klein achter, ja.
2-3.
Oké, is goed. Goed.
Het past alleen niet.
What about this one, Sander?
Well, I said you have to make a double or you probably lose the game. Not only did you pull off the double here, but gets that incredible roll up underneath the third red and force an error from Hasselborg in the end. Was able to get the force, although Sweden did give up the steal on purpose. Game saver from Alina Petz.
Warte. Mag nu de 1-2.
Just aware that every stone now, every moment,
Ja, geen van de wand.
Moest
is a potential game changer.
Ja, fest. 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 Nog lief.
Don't want to leave a hole here.
Goed. Goed spin.
Va? Ja.
Hier meinst du? Das man sie der Gelbart.
Har hon stängt den då?
Kan vi...
Det finns ju, men den är ju svår. Jag kan gilla att dra.
Gillar ni att dra locket där?
Jag tror det. Vi ligger ett, vi kan.
Tror ni vi kommer dit?
Ja, jag tror det.
Och sätter hon den då får vi bara skjutsa.
Ja.
Då får vi skicka cornern.
Vad händer om vi skulle gå i hålet och försöka klippa den här då? Då ligger vi också två. Det är bara att den sitter ju där och sitter den där. Och då kan hon dra frysningen, så det är inget bra.
Left for Sweden.
Jag gillar den.
Tror ni att vi kommer dit?
Ja, jag tror det.
Jag bara tänker, om man skulle gadda henne, kan hon dra hit då, tror ni?
Yeah, I think Sophia Marbags is the
Anna, är det
lead.
way att få testa den?
Ja, det tycker jag.
Keeps a look at the clock.
Gillar ni det här?
Obviously,
Jag bara
all of
tänker
them
att man har
can.
mycket att skjuta på cornern om man skulle...
Just don't want to rush something like this
Jag tror att
either.
vi går här då. Tror att det går rakt?
They rather spend a little bit of time on this shot because the last one might be very obvious what they're going to do. So won't necessarily need too much time to
Vi
throw
har haft lite mindre
final rock.
än det där. Men nu ska vi gå lite utifrån.
At this pace, she'll be left
Tror ni samma fart, eller?
around 50 seconds, and that should do it. Quite used to playing with time clocks, but you know, last stone World Championship final, it's a bit of a stress moment.
Just a bit.
56 seconds will be left to throw the final rock, which could be for the gold. It's a draw around here.
Coming down the other side.
Perfekt linje! Fia! Fia! Fia, plats! Vi behöver vara 10. Men försöker nu. Nej, nej. Se till att den är här.
To grow some teeth and dig in for a piece of the button, but doesn't get there.
Det är bra spelarna.
Oh, so close. I wonder if Switzerland might follow.
And on top of that, same line.
Yeah, it seems like the call, because that's the shot for the two and the win for Sweden. You put it there. No chance for Sweden to get in.
Richtig ist vor allem wichtig, wenn er Fries ist also der Beste, wenn er vorne 4 ist auch okay.
Could throw a guard, but and Sweden will always have a chance to run either guard in to try and pick that stone out for the gold medal.
Nein. Das ist eine gute Spur da. Das ist immer noch Minimum. Ist das immer noch Minimum? Findest du gut? Ja, ich finde es gut. Ja, finde ich gut. Ja.
You make the perfect freeze here. There's just no chance Sweden scores 2.
We knew it would come down to the wire, didn't we? 96% on her 6 straws.
Braucht er noch Leid?
Warte.
Braucht er noch Leid?
I think it's to be a nervous and hand throwing, but as a sweeper as well, you want to keep the brooms down. Very easy to oversweep. But this one looking a bit shy, if anything.
Can catch this guard. No, it doesn't, but it's stopped it in its tracks enough.
Didn't look that panicked early on. Not sure what happened there. Maybe just trying to be too brave, knowing short was always better than deep.
Is that Switzerland's
Vi
chance
riskerar
gone?
ingenting på hålet. Jag tror
Jag
inte
tror inte det finns med en clearing, men...
Jag tror inte det finns
40
ett hål.
seconds to find a shot
Ska
for
vi
the
testa
win
vicka
here.
på den då, Anna?
Ja. Tror att det går.
Ska aldrig trycka på
one.
den där, eller?
Kan du spela en 7, Anna? En
To
7,
level
Anna?
things up, take it to an extra end. 2 to win.
Nej, fan.
Ja, då kan jag spela en 7 va?
I wonder if they're coming off the Yellowstone at the back here. Throw pedal weight, try and roll as flat as possible to get a piece of the button for the win. 7 seconds left on the clock.
I hope she didn't rush it too much in terms of affecting the shot. Here we go. Last stone.
Oh, that's close, but I don't think they have it.
Is it a steal?
Ja, just the one.
Räcker det?
No, it's just the one. It is just the one for Sweden.
Det är bra, Anna.
Wow.
And we're into an extra end after all.
So trying to come off the stone at the back here, rolls sideways. For a second, the goal's theirs, but it nudges backwards. And it's just a single.
Well, catch your breath, folks. We're in for an extra end. After 10, it's Sweden 7, Switzerland 7.
Var det gled sista biten? Alltså min? Nej, Annas första dragning.
Många chanser i hela... chanser att dra. Men då vet ni att det går på dig.
Ja.
Ja. Alltså jag låter henne hellre taken och dra. Hon har satt alla dragningar. Det är lättdraget.
Ja.
Nu gör vi det riktigt svårt.
Vilken hand är det vi vill
hon
lämna
vill
här
ticka
då?
på inhand. Men det kommer hon ju välja oavsett var vi lägger den, va?
Nej, det är så vi
Så hake då. Samma höjd som jag lagt dem inte.
Ja, strax över haken här.
Kan det gå? Bra linje.
Here we go then, extra end in this gold medal game between Sweden and Switzerland. It's not over yet. What a dramatic finish to end number 10. And the odds now in Switzerland's favour. They have the last stone. So they just want to get into a position where that makes the difference.
Melanie Barbasat can really improve the odds for Switzerland here. Not allowed to remove the centre guard from play. To play the tick shot, soft peel, split, whatever you want to call it. Just try and get it off the centre line, roll the shooter away. Need to keep the red stone in play, and they do. It's a pretty good shot, but leaves a guard.
There's the numbers for you. 1s and 2s all the way. And one for Sweden in the 10th to square things up.
It's not the way Sweden were hoping to win it. Most likely going to need a miss on Alina Pette's last rock. For Switzerland, of course, be the best feeling in the world to be able to win on the last stone.
And knowing that you have that opportunity. I'm sure there'll be some twists and turns in this end before all that, though. So whether you're a fan of Switzerland or Sweden, what a final this has been.
Didn't want to play the tick shot again. Quite happy to just peel their own, so allowed to peel your own rock, and that's what they do. So there's one guard for Sweden they can work with. It's a bit off the center line.
It's not going to hurt.
Känns där. Bra linje.
Känns ganska bra.
8-4. Okej, gå då.
Vi kollar lite.
Sara närmast.
Ser ut att greppa lite.
4. Ända ner.
Lägg den där, ända ner.
Lyft ett helgen.
Perfekt linje.
Känns där. Gå, gå, gå.
Sara.
Bra, Sara.
Gå, Sara.
Into the rings.
Gå, gå, gå. Gå, gå, lite till. Gå, gå.
Ja, härligt.
Good sweeping from the Swedish front end.
Härligt. Grymt liv. Hinder. Sie seid der Hinder.
Patsy macht der Hinger.
Findest du den hinten nicht gut, wenn du ihn siehst? Der ist recht nah am Dolly.
Ja, mal.
Ja, finde ich gut.
Clearing.
Vorder nimmst du auch okay.
Clearing.
Looking to peel the shot stone here. I was full in the forefoot. As soon as Sweden places a stone either behind the tee line or too far from the button, you might see Switzerland peel the guard. Just about leaving as much room as possible for Alina Pets to draw to for the win.
Bak 8. Bak 8, bak 12.
This one is looking a bit heavy. See if they care to remove that. I think they'll peel the guard. That stone not really opposing any threat to Switzerland whatsoever. It's not in the path. It's not really closing down the scoring area at all. It's a mistake by Ockenhauer. And she's played so well this whole game.
Sweden must have felt deflated, though, after what happened in the 10th. Psychologically, that does have an impact. You try and be professional, but it's got to affect you mentally.
En center till, tror jag.
I think that's hard for Sweden now, is they know it's not in their hands anymore.
And that's how they're used to playing.
Even if they play a perfect end, it doesn't mean it's good enough.
Bra linje.
It's just one of those things.
Försiktigt.
Could have gone either way.
Okej. Bra linje.
Let's see what happens. Things can still... Some twists and turns. And of course, there's the curling gods.
Yeah, well, there's still nerves in play out there. Most of these shots are going to be quite simple for both teams. But it's the pressure.
Yeah, it's the mental side now. Getting so close to that prize of the World Championship trophy. I'm sure we're all feeling it out there watching. No matter who you support.
Close to a mistake there from Tirinzoni. Gets away with it. Timeout called by Sweden. They do get a new timeout for the extra end.
If this man can help, he absolutely will. Liam Madot, the coach of Team Hasselborg.
Hon höll ju på att belisa nu.
Det är ju det, eller runda, hoppas att hon jagar den nästan. Kanske rullar in, missar. Så hon får slå mot 3 sen. Vi går runt, hon kanske missar, vi får lägga kanske en gadd.
Hon kommer leta draget överallt.
Får Lina slå och sen så...
Så det bästa är om hon... Det känns så jävla omissbart med en take här.
Men det är därför vi måste ha någonting här så att hon inte kan takea.
Ja, tjappa liksom.
Ja. Jag var också inne på det. Alltså men det kan vi ju...
Right, so here it comes, let's listen into this.
Alltså vi lägger en gadd nu.
Chase around the corner.
Yeah, we said around the corner before she threw,
Yeah,
but then she threw that, and maybe like we could throw a high.
A high guard.
Lots of jamming.
There is lots of jam. So
We have rocks left, so we can go around with yours.
we're just trying to shrink the rings down now. Like right now, she's got a big ring. So I think you go high guard.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then if they make the peel, you got to go around on your first.
Yes.
And
Bite 8.
and try and bite 8, and hopefully she freezes, and then we corner freeze too.
Yeah, round here.
Right? Yeah.
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 Yep.
Okay.
So,
Make high guard first.
High
then.
guard,
Okay.
around. Hopefully she chases. And then at least we sit 2 in the 8 foot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like that.
Yep.
Simple as anything.
Well, Wayne Meadow has been in this exact situation, I don't know, hundreds of times.
And I guess sometimes it's worked out and sometimes it hasn't.
Yep.
Good to have a plan.
You can hear what Hasselberg was saying, though. Their plan was always to come around the corner, but then they got that half shot from Tirinzoni. It made them think,
It changed things, yeah.
yeah, let's throw in one more guard. And of course, you have that discussion in front of Tirinzoni as well. With Meadow coming out in English, she'll listen to that conversation.
Så hög som du kan.
I don't think they're not on purpose, but
Bara.
for her to hear that conversation and then go
Bra
on to
linje.
throw the peel.
Bra linje.
But that's the way it is, and teams can benefit. Hasselberg's probably benefited from that in some games.
Needed over this black hog line, though.
Gå, gå, gå.
What a sweep.
Bra, Sara.
He wanted that high because
Sorry.
it makes it harder to peel it. There's a catchers, the 2 corner guards. You bring that too deep.
Why is she shaking her head then?
And it's maybe slightly too high. Needed a couple feet deeper to make it awkward.
Gå, gå, gå.
Of course, she was
Bra, Sofia.
maybe more relieved than anything that it actually crossed the hog line in the first place. Could still jam if you catch this too thick. I remember the first one, she caught too thick. On the other turn.
It's all about how she catches this guard here. And where the stones go.
Too wide this time. Yes, through. Wow. Maybe that played on her mind a bit there, Tirinzoni. And obviously thought that she couldn't afford to catch it too thick and jam in on the corner.
Went too much the other way.
And you play down the center line so straight.
It was desperately close.
And a lifeline from Sweden. And
Didn't even remove that other.
Jag
Swedish
tycker
red.
topp 12. Ja, så topp 12 är nära.
För ni tänker att om vi lägger bra skottet så slår hon bara vickar ut. Liksom.
very different.
Ja, nej, jag tycker det.
att det här är vi ska gömma bakom.
Ja, precis. Men helgömma den här då, eller?
Coach didn't factor in
full
that
tolv.
happening there, did he?
När är
really?
okej? Ja.
Alltså helt 12 är också okej, Anna. För vi får ändå lite avstånd.
Gillar ni den här isen? Det är
Jag,
här jag haft nu.
jag dumpade ju min, Anna.
Tirinzoni's heart rate just must be racing.
Hur känns spåret här i mitten? Det gör det.
Ja, om den går, det här kommer gå bra.
Ja.
Min gled bra. Det var tajtare in som det satt där.
Okej.
I think her mind's going 100 miles a minute.
Samma farter.
Så
Thinking, is
typ
that
en
how
25
I'm going to
mile
lose the
från
gold?
uppe.
An open peel.
Ja.
It's all down to Alina Pets now to make it for Switzerland.
Switzerland still have last stone, but they need to be able to get a shot in. 89 on her 7 draws.
Skadad.
Anna Hasselborg.
Ta plats.
Bra linje.
Talked about coming just full 12 foot, fully buried.
Okej, Agnes.
That would act as a guard as well.
12 är bra. Kan du hålla lite liv i den, Aggan?
Kan du dra den, Agnes?
Gå nu, gå nu. Japp!
Ja, Agnes!
Japp!
Can't come top 4 because there'll be so much room between the guard and the stone. Easy for Switzerland to chase. That is exactly where they wanted that one.
It all happened in the
då kan
10th
jag
end,
spela
didn't it?
sjöarna.
All changed again from Hasselborg.
Nära, ja!
It's a pretty unorthodox way to win gold. Come off the stone, roll sideways, so close to making it. And for a split second, they're lying to. It just slides a bit to the back 4.
And that meant an extra end, and here we are. Switzerland will have the last stone. This is the first. Alina Pats.
Varsla säker.
So Sweden puts a top 12 foot, knowing Switzerland might come around. Oh no! Can't believe it. This stone has picked up.
She can't believe it either.
What an incredible.
I talked about the curling gods. My goodness. You just watch.
I don't think I've seen a pickup all week. And of course, happens on the penultimate stone for Switzerland here. See it right there. It jumps.
Well spotted, Sander. They tried to make the best of it.
The only upside for Switzerland is it's better on the second to last than the last one. That's just a part of the game. But
not in the final, in the last end, surely. Oh, goodness me.
I don't know what else this game is going to have. Yeah. So you can see the ice seems to have straightened out a bit. Not taking a lot of ice for the come around here. So it might be tough to bury this one.
Just trying to prevent, make it as difficult as possible for Switzerland with their last shot in this extra end.
Looking deep here from Hasselborg.
Sweep as far as they can. So,
yeah, not sure if that's going to be good enough.
So how will she be feeling right now?
Well, might be feeling terrified, but Alina Pets, she's done this before. Turned the clock back 4 years, 2015, playing Jennifer Jones. It was a much tougher draw. She had less than the button to draw to and made it for the gold.
93% on 7 draws. Everything seems to have gone against Switzerland in this end so far. Will this one go their way? This one, this draw be for the world title?
Sweeper's not backing off it yet, so it should be close. Oh, now backing off it. How far will it slide? No, they've got it.
Yep,
this is under control.
Good. And they've done it. Switzerland have won the world title. What a fantastic performance in the end. It couldn't have been closer. But they are the LGT Women's World Curling Champions for 2019.
(7-8) the final score. Wow. Hadn't lost a game since the very first session, Team Sweden. A Swiss team that looked so shaky at the start of the week. Wasn't even sure if they were going to make it to the playoffs. And then went on a hot streak, winning 8 of the last 9 games before the final. Sweepers in control, but Alina Pets made it easy for them. What incredible nerve to put that right on the button out of hand. You hate not to sweep a draw for the win. Well, it's been a long time coming for Silvana Ternzoni as well. 3 times she's played the World Championship without medaling. And now with the new team, able to do it on the first try. Switzerland, world champions. Alina Pets, maybe the winning ingredient. And this foursome seemed to work. Well, Tiernzoni needed a winner on the team, and that's exactly what Alina Pets is. Two-time world champion now, actually 3 times, including the World Mixed Doubles Championship. And you just wonder if these are the 2 teams that might fight it out for quite a few medals in the years to come. Of course, devastation for Sweden, being so strong throughout the week. Had the game in their hands. Just let it slip away. And all the Swiss fans coming out for the team to hand them support. They got exactly what they wanted. Well, the hunt continues for Team Hasselborg. Olympic champion, European champion. All they need is to win a world championship. And they've done it all. You never know, maybe tables turn next season. Maybe it's Switzerland to win the Europeans, Sweden to win the world.
Hey, haben die irgendwo einen Amtsleiter gesehen? Müssen wir hier vorne bleiben?
Silvana, congratulations. Describe your emotions, world champion.
Yeah, it's hard to describe. 2 minutes after the game, I don't even know what happened actually. It was such up and down the whole week. And even in this game, I mean, and even in the extra end, you know, you think you won, everything is open, and then I miss this peel, and then a pick, and everything is on the line again. But wow, what an amazing feeling.
And what a game it was. What was it like to play in?
Oh, horrible, actually. Yeah, I felt horrible, and I think the team too. It's hard to enjoy actually that a game like this. That's you work all life for that game, but then when you're in it, it doesn't feel as great actually. But just so proud of the way my team battled, and it's amazing.
A relatively new team as well, and beating Sweden in the final.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened. No, it's just incredible. I mean, we are a new team, and we thought we are going to try it out and hope we are going to have some success, and now we are world champion. Unbelievable.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And a silver medal, not what you wanted. How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, this is a very disappointing loss. Like Switzerland played great, so nothing of that. Like we knew it would come down to the last rock, and it did. And we had some chances in 10, and that what stings the most. She makes a beautiful rock on her last in 9th, or yeah, her last, yeah. And we had some chances, we didn't take them, and you know it will come down to the very last rock. So,
what was it like to play in?
Oh no, we love being here. Like it's so much fun. I love being here in this atmosphere. This is really where we thrive, and really where we love being. So, amazing game, amazing to be out there, but it sucks losing.
Yeah, but it could have absolutely gone either way.
Yeah, for sure. We were alive all the way onto 11th, and it was too bad. Like I didn't have a shot on my last in the 10th. The shot I played wasn't there, and if my first rock just comes up a little short, she doesn't have a shot. So yeah, crazy game, and they played really, really well, especially Alina. She made a great game. All the best to them.
Congratulations on the silver.
Thank you.
Well, taking a look back at the winning shot for Team Switzerland. Drawing the forfeit, drawing the button. Again, Alina Pets. And she's done it now with 2 different teams. These last seconds before this stone settles down, nerve-wracking for both of them. And elation, especially Silvana Tiernzoni. oldest player on this team, tried so many years for it to finally come true. There we see the final stages of the competition. It was Sweden and Korea advancing to the semi-final through their ranking in the round robin. Sweden played Japan and won. Switzerland beat Korea, and that's how they played in the gold medal game. Switzerland picking up the win. So Switzerland gold, Sweden silver, and Korea beating Japan this morning for the bronze. Two great medal games this Sunday. There we see them, Team Korea, first ever medal at a World Championship for the Koreans, and they're only 19 years old. Who knows, they might be in the final next year. As we wait for the medal ceremony to start. And of course, they've been watching the final, looking up to the two teams ahead of them. There you see the ranking, Sweden on top, 11-1. Only lost the first game. Korea at 9-3 also had a tremendous week. It was Switzerland at 8-4. Three of those losses came quite early in the week. But it's about finishing strong, and that's exactly what Switzerland did. I see Canada outside the playoffs. Only a third time in history that's happened. It might just be a bit of a shift.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome bronze medal winners, Team Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome silver medal winners, Team Sweden. Please welcome the 2019 LGT World Women's Curling Champions and Gold Medal winners, Team Switzerland. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the World Curling Federation, Mrs. Kate Caitness, to the lectern.
Welcome to the closing ceremony of the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. We have truly enjoyed a great week of curling in this excellent facility here in the historic and beautiful part of Denmark. To Mayor Steen Vindum and the wonderful people of Silkeborg, you have truly welcomed all the athletes and fans who have travelled from all over the world, and on their behalf I say a huge thank you. This is the first World Women's Championship with 13 teams, and as ever, you, the athletes, have showcased our sport in the true spirit of the game. Thank you. The organisation this week has been first class, and a huge thank you to the local organising committee, who, together with the Danish Curling Federation and the wonderful volunteers, have really excelled themselves. Thank you. As ever, our team of officials, media, ice technicians and TV crew have done a great job. Well done. And to LGT, together with all the sponsors involved, thank you so much for your support. It now only leaves me to congratulate the 2019 LGT World Women's Curling Champions, Team Switzerland. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hugh Milligan, Vice President of the World Curling Federation, who will present bronze medals to Team Korea. Coach Lee Sung-jun. Lead Kim Soo-jin. Second, Tai Yang. Third, Kim Hyo-rin. And skip, Kim Min-ji. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the head group marketing services from LGT, Miss Monika Schreiner, to present a bottle of wine of the Liechtenstein Princely Winery to the bronze medal winners. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mikael Marklund, President of the Swedish Curling Association, who will present the silver medals to Team Sweden. Coach Wayne Madar. Alternate Joanna Eldin. Lead Sofia Marberg. Second, Agnes Knochenhauer. Third, Sarah McManus. And skip, Anna Hasselborg. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the head group marketing services from LGT, Mrs. Monika Schreiner, to present a bottle of wine of the Liechtenstein Princely Winery to the silver medal winners. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kate Caitness, President of the World Curling Federation, who will present gold medals and the WCF Championship bracelet to Team Switzerland. coach, Manuela Netzer. Alternate, Marissa Winkelhausen. Lead, Melanie Bavasad. Second, Esther Nuenschwander. Fourth, Alina Patz. And skip, Silvana Tirinzoni. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the head group marketing services from LGT, Mrs. Monika Schreiner, to present a bottle of wine of the Liechtenstein Princely Winery to the gold medal winners. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the World Curling Federation, Mrs. Kate Caitness, together with Monika Schreiner from LGT, will now present the World Championship trophy to Team Switzerland. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Switzerland.
Taking a look back at the gold medal game. 7th end. It is Anna Hasselborg's first stone after the timeout to play this double and stick it in behind the corner. Great shot. And Sweden will get the chance to draw for 2.
Gå, gå, gå. Gå, gå, gå. Bra linje.
Beautiful setup on the first one. Great draw on the second.
Sorry.
Sweden up 6-4. In the 8th, Alina Petz for Switzerland with a chance to score a couple back. No problems there. A deuce on the board ties the game. In the 9th end, lots of trouble for Switzerland. This is Alina Petz's first stone. Just one incredible double makes the roll up and underneath the 3rd red stone. And with a miss, it was steal of 1 for Switzerland, taking the game to the extra. And it was a draw for Alina Petz to clinch the gold medal for Team Switzerland.
Yes, congratulations to Switzerland. What a final you had. Had just about everything in it. Big thanks to our commentary team this week, Luke Coley and Swiss Helm, Kenny Edwards, Hans Brown, Labrona Howie, Sandra Rovag and me, Alison Walker, and the whole production team from Silkeborg 2019 Championships. Bye for now.
Yes!